Hello, and welcome to the Black Dice Society. Tatiana, in the night, while you were sleeping, you feel a cool breeze prickle your skin. And you hear, Barbarian girl, the blue one, blue barbarian girl. Your name eludes me. Wait, I know you can hear me. Wake up.
Is this... she reaches for her axe. Is a problem happening?
You do have it. Oh, thank the gods. Can you see me? You cannot.
What is it to you to know if I can see you or not?
You can't then. Fine. No time for puzzles, girl.
I can't see you.
It is Laurie Weathermay Foxglove. We met at the House of Lament. My sister and I. We did battle.
Are you the smart one or the fight one? It's both.
Excuse me. I'd like to believe I have proficiency in both, but between my sister and I am the one that is more adept at fisticuffs, yes.
Yes, my friend. You come to find me.
Yes, I have.
If I could see you, I would pick you up and throw you over my shoulder in gesture of greeting.
I look forward to being able to engage in a spirited wrestling match, but we seem to be in a bit of a bind. My sister and I, our operation in the house has gone, shall we say, poorly. It required a great deal of our combined might to allow you and your friends to escape, and I fear that our strength is beginning to wane. Are you still with the others? That frightened cleric, that strapping young man that my sister still has a great deal of concern about. She mentioned something about a lycanthrope, but that seems improbable. That redheaded woman with the darting eyes and the dead dark-haired girl, are they and the half vampire also? As I say it out loud, I realize under a different set of circumstances we probably would be coming for the six of you, but now I am asking if you would in fact please hearken back here at your earliest convenience to perhaps rescue us.
Okay, well, my friends have names, you understand. They are not just these things about them that you mention.
I apologize again. My sister Jennifer is the more erudite. We met briefly, and then we've been locked in combat with the spirits of restless dead ever since. So, it's been a difficult...
You had me at combat. Stop right there. Oh, we will come help you. Yes, my friends, we are together.
Do you have the axe?
It is my axe. Of course I have my axe.
Oh, good. We've had difficulties laying waste to the warlord. Our previous attempts at subduing him have proven ineffective. No, I believe they've located us. Just come back here with all haste, please.
Wait, where do I come? How do I go? To there.
You don't hear anything else?
Oh, Laurie! Tatiana grabs her axe and grabs up her pack and her other weapons, and is anyone else in the tent with me?
Valentine and Nahara both give me perception checks.
That's a 21.
Excellent. And I suppose an important point.
You are muted.
I am muted. That is a 6 for me.
Nahara is awake. She's always awake. But it does seem like perhaps her mind is elsewhere as she is lost in thought. Important point of clarification here, Tatiana. Did you come back to the tent alone after your trip to the Pitwick Market?
Of course I come back to tent alone.
Just making sure.
Handle business where I handle business, and I sleep where I sleep.
I understand completely. Yes. Okay. Valentine, You are aware of the fact that Tatiana does jump up in the night and begin collecting her gear. It is still probably an hour before dawn.
You good?
Was I talking telepathically or was I speaking out loud?
You were not. Valentine, to you, it just seemed like she was having a bad dream and then suddenly snapped out of it.
Didn't you hear? You heard a conversation with Fox sisters.
I will say, Valentine, you do notice a very elaborate wreath of flowers that Carador probably wove for her wrapped around her wrist.
No, I didn't hear it. Were you maybe having a nightmare?
It's too much wine, definitely, but nightmare, no. This was a friend asking for help.
A friend?
Well, I have other friends, Valentine.
I'm not jealous,
No,
Tatiana.
it's okay if you're jealous.
No,
I understand.
what I'm trying to figure out is what's happening.
Right. Okay, get everything, and then we run into mist, and maybe we'll find it. I don't know. It sounds important, and time is short.
We're going... Let's reel it back a moment.
The house, they smashed the axe. You remember?
Vaguely, yes, I understand what you are saying, but the question is, why would we run into the mists for it? We don't know how to navigate them.
She said she sacrificed for us. She sacrificed, and now she is in trouble because she spent her power to save us.
Look, I am not going to invalidate voices in your head. I would be the last person to do such thing, but I will say I have been sitting here and I did not hear it. So whatever was communicated exclusively to you. And running into the mists seems like maybe a bad idea.
Well, I don't know where we go. She was not explicit. But now I have voice in my head, and now you are not the only one. It's very cool, yes?
It's not really about a cool... No. We'll address flexing. That another time.
It's not a contest.
Nahara, is Nahara in the room, or we're in like separate rooms? Oh, you're muted as well.
You all are sort of in the deluxe tent accommodations, which is, as fine as things get in the carnival. Again, they have brought you food, they have brought you drink, and your other companions are sleeping. And Nahara is propped up sitting near Brother Uriah as she is wont to be, but although her eyes are open, she does look like her mind is elsewhere.
Okay. Well, we cannot navigate the mists, but fortunately someone in this tent can. If you truly think that we need... Yep. Mm-hmm.
The planchet. We have a planchet for the sisters.
It might guide us there. It seems like Nahara has needed a physical item to get us there, but maybe we talk to the party that's all currently sleeping.
Okay, but also pack while we talk. I will wake them. Tatiana's just gonna scream at the top of her lungs, or the bottom, from the diaphragm, like a barbarian cry to wake everybody.
You hear dogs barking and tent flaps opening up as people all over the camp wake up at your tremendous bellow. And here in the tent, yes, Nahara, Desmond, and Brother Uriah, you do awaken, but there is no sign of Finn.
I meant wake our people, not the entire carnival.
To make omelets.
You're right.
One must crack eggs.
Excuse me, I don't mean to interrupt the discussion of breakfast foods, but has anyone seen Fen? Those of you who are awake, Valentine? Nahara?
No.
Oh,
Would she not be with her paramour?
Yes, the last time any of you laid eyes on Finn is when Isolde took her away soon after you returned from Falkovnia.
One would assume she's probably sleeping there.
Preoccupied.
Yes, but she usually leaves her pack and whatnot with the rest of us. Her equipment, it hasn't returned.
Oh.
Her pack is not here?
No.
What was that, Desmond?
Would that not be the safest place for her? Considering
sorry,
where we watched her go?
I'm probably being silly. I just, I was awakened with a bit of a start. What was that screaming about?
You're welcome.
Yes, are you all
It's
right?
wake-up call, personal for you.
Thank you.
To expand upon that, Tatiana has received a message of some kind that
It's a mission
The-
to save our friends, that's all.
Who?
The sisters, of course.
Oh, the
You
Weathermaid
say of
Foxgloves.
course, but I don't. Yeah. Okay.
That's the ones.
They reached out to you.
Well, just the one who's like me. You know, two fighters, we have a way to communicate that goes from one mind made for fighting to another. I don't actually know how it works.
I see.
But I mean,
But she
What
asked,
sort of-
she called for help, and that is why I have my bags, you get your bags. We can come back for Finn. If she's not here, perhaps she's busy.
Did she explain what the urgency was?
Yes, impending doom, I imagine.
well, then we must help. We must.
Okay.
Can't say no to impending doom, can we? All right.
Tatiana's like at the door, ready, bouncing, like, come on, get your stuff, get your stuff, get your stuff.
Yes, but what about Finn?
maybe we
Okay,
could-
well, who can check very quickly and see maybe in Isolde's tent?
I
I-
wouldn't think interrupting Isolde and Fen would be wise.
I certainly am not going to.
no, absolutely not.
No one has bravery to do it. Desmond?
We just have it's maybe just like showing a little bit of consideration and
For
etiquette.
privacy.
Mhm.
Yes.
Will she
Of
be more
not
angry if we leave
interrupting.
without her or more angry if we interrupt?
I think the answer to that
Probably
question
if
is
we
yes.
interrupt.
Interrupt.
Okay.
It's only a few hours until dawn, I think.
Maybe we can just make
How
it
much
a
trouble can they be in?
short trip and come back.
And traveling at night is never wise.
Sun isn't quite up yet. Maybe we should wait just another hour or so, Tatiana.
I think that the sisters that helped us and spent all their magic to send us to safety, they will probably be dead by dawn. Sounds like desperation.
Did they seem in dire need? Was it pained or panicked, this communication?
I would say no to pained, yes to panicked.
I see.
It
Did they
seems
say
like
what it was causing it? What was attacking them? What?
Yes, what will we be walking into?
all very good questions. I would have asked more, but voice in head is gone. She did not even give instructions on how to find her. Nahara?
We've
I could be crazy, but I feel like we have two things, if memory serves. Oh, we may not. We got a doll from here the first time we came before we went and saw the weird plant and the bones and whatnot.
That will help
Do we
us to
still
get back
have that?
here.
Yeah.
Right.
And if that's the case,
Yes.
the
And-
only way that I can think of to find them, if I understand the mists correctly, is the axe.
We
Yeah.
I
do
know.
the axe.
I know we all shared that dream, which is weird that we're going to help people from a dream.
Here
we've
I
never
am thinking
really
about
met.
silly little plant shit when I have most important thing to guide us. Great
Yeah.
call. Yes.
So we have the axe that seems like that could get us there, which is weird because we have never been there.
Well, the fact that Tatiana has the axe, I think, is concrete proof that we have been there.
Did
Why was it
we
a dream?
ever get a specific name of a land that this house was in?
The Weathermay Foxgrove sisters believe it was in Borca.
Borca.
However, all of you can give me either religion or arcana checks.
Ooh.
Ah, yes.
19.
Excellent.
19.
Five.
5.
7.
Very
Quite
on
simply, I
brand.
don't care.
I presumably Brother Uriah and Desmond, neither of you top 19.
No.
Nahara, even as you're saying it out loud, you've been in the mist for some time, even longer than you realize, and you're starting to get a handle on some of this, and you realize that right now the carnival is in Falkovnia, but it's its own pocket realm. It is its own domain. It would seem the house is probably something similar. It may be in Borca, but is still its own domain.
Well, despite the house being in Borca, I think as we need to get as specific as we can to get there. So perhaps if the planchette would do nicely.
Yes, and the axe came from the house itself, did it not?
Yes, but who?
If I
Did-
recall, was crypt underneath.
Yes. I don't know if it was originally from there.
Maybe you put one hand on each and we see what happens.
How do I feel? Like, can I insight check that or do some sort of check on or what would be the best thing to
Give
use?
me just a wisdom check. This is not a skill-based thing. This is just a feeling that you, as a mistwalker, theoretically
18.
possess. Either will probably get you there, but using either one is probably going to alert different groups that you were on the way.
Oh, right. There is the matter of them being stuck in a situation. So they both will get us there, but I don't know if it means that we will let others know that we are also there.
Oh,
I'm not
Oh,
sure.
God,
which one
yes,
is
you're
best.
right. Yes, the axe, I believe, is an artifact of that horrible phantasmal thing that we saw. They called it the Warlord.
Yes.
I think using that might definitely make it aware of our presence. But the planchette, it came from at least a neutral party, perhaps benevolent, the Raven thing.
Perhaps. Unless it's a locational thing, because otherwise we might end up at the basement of the house rather than right in the middle of it. And I'm not sure, you see, where we might locate a party.
Well, we found the planchette just outside the house. I rather think that's the best place to appear, because appearing
Yes.
inside the house might leave us at its mercy.
When I have my axe, I am not
Agreed.
afraid. I could kill anything. Remember, we fought a bird?
Yes, we remember you and the axe and the house, and I feel like we should stop bringing it up.
Tatiana, there's also the matter of, inside the house, when you were wielding the axe, you got a little more angry than you usually do. You get quite angry, but there was something more to it. Do you think you're able to resist that?
No, definitely not. Have you seen me fight with the axe? The axe is my power. You
Yes,
just
but
got lucky other times we were in big open field.
Yes, yes. But I do recall you coming at us with that axe.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Like, plant creature? I totally would have killed everyone had I not almost died.
Yeah. So
Hmm.
that's
That's why
something
I
to watch
scream,
for.
run away from me.
I'm gonna send a message to Tatiana.
Is it TMI?
Yeah, hey, so in the interest of our entire party not turning on us out of fear of you turning on them, maybe we stop mentioning that you feel, entirely out of control while holding the axe. I trust you, but they have no reason to. So maybe we just Tell them that you feel very in control at the moment and have the utmost confidence in your ability to attack only foes.
I messaged back, great idea. In fact, I have complete control. It
Oh.
was joke.
Oh, good. I'm very relieved to hear that. I suppose another thing to keep in mind is we'll be in very close quarters. So, well, Valentine and Nahara, we must be careful not to be too close to each other if I attempt to turn undead.
Fun. So what we're setting up here is that we're all
Right.
going to a place that we're likely going to kill each other.
A little.
Okay,
And
I'm a
hello.
little scared when you put it down.
And
No,
hello
I'm
and
not
welcome
worried.
to the Black Dice Society. This is episode number 11, Return to the House of Lament, because that was the perfect introduction of returning to a place where you're probably going to kill each other. As always, this is a Ravenloft story. As such, there is content that might be darker than you are accustomed to in a standard D&D campaign, because this is a horror game. As always, we have our safety tools in place with the cast here. I know their lines and veils. We have a system in place where they will let me know if something happens that is making them uncomfortable. So if a scene should suddenly shift just in the middle without any explanation whatsoever, it's probably because somebody flagged something was making them uncomfortable. So keep that in mind as we're watching. Now, with that firmly in mind, let us meet our cast, beginning with someone who was absolutely not going to freak out and kill everyone, Tatiana.
Hello, my name is Tatiana. I am Ergenazi Barbarian. It's very cool. I have bear totem now. A friend showed it to me. Now she is on spike. It's not important. Also, I'm Becca Scott, and you can find me at the Becca Scott everywhere on the internet.
Desmond.
Oh, hi. I'm DJ Knight. Desmond, lycanthrope, human ranger. You like to fight stuff. That's pretty much it. You're awesome. Thanks for being with us.
And who are you, good sir?
Desmond. Did I not say Desmond? Did I say all that and not actually say who I am?
And I feel like I didn't get the DJ Knight part.
Oh, my bad. I'm DJ Knight. I play video games on the internet and like to sell silly jokes. You can find me at DJ Knight. It's right here.
I appreciate that you were being Desmond. I comprehend this. Valentine.
Hi, I'm Sage Ryan, or tonight I'm Valentine. She is an aberrant mind sorcerer, reborn, and I go by Not Sage everywhere on the internet, and I use she, her pronouns, and so does Valentine.
And Nahara.
Hi, I'm Nora Ibrahim. You could find me at Norological on all the things. I go by she, her pronouns. And tonight I play Nahara, a reborn, fallen Azamar, undead warlock.
And hello, I'm Mark Meir.
There's more to Nahara than just a warlock now.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, how silly of me. I forgot. Bardlock. There we go. Now with liar action.
And last but certainly not least, Brother Uriah.
Hello, I'm Mark Meir, and I'm portraying Brother Uriah, Cleric of the Grave and Worshipper of Ezra, Lady of the Mists.
And yes, Tanya is not with us. She actually won't be here this week or next week because she's in New York doing something amazing. So follow her on Cypher of Tyr to get the update on all of the amazing things that she's happening. Now, before we get into this too much, of course, I'd like to thank our sponsors. But first, I have to point out that the new Lambert House shirts are available. So there you go. The new Pride shirts for D&D and Magic. The proceeds go to suicide prevention in at-risk LGBTQ youth. I think wherever you fall in your personal beliefs, I think we can all agree that no one should ever feel so lonely and isolated that they contemplate taking their own lives, especially when that is a child. So the work that Lambert House does is near and dear to my heart. If you have a chance to support and get some awesome swag, please do. I mean, you know I care that I broke away from my standard Zige to represent just this once.
Most of us had the shirt on while we were doing tech today.
That is true. That is true. That is true. that's maybe if you show up for the after show on Patreon, you'll get to see everybody flexing their gear. Of course, I'd like to thank our sponsors, Die Hard Dice. Custom sets for each of our wonderful characters were available, and all but the Desmond and Valentine and General Black Dice Society sets are sold out. But you can still get those 3, and they're all incredible. Use code BDS at checkout to get 10% off of our sets and all kinds of other amazing things at dieharddice.com. Hopefully that link is popping up in chat right now. Our TeePublic store is live. You can get shirts, bags, masks, t-shirts, pillows, anything you could possibly want that is Black Dice Society related is at our TeePublic store. As always, Secret Lab chairs. I love mine. This is like my command center here. I think I spend more time in this chair than anywhere other than my bed. It is incredible, especially if you're a larger human like myself. The XL is incredible. Highly recommended. Also, Idle Champions. Thank you. If you put exclam code in chat right now, you will get your Idle Champions chest code there. And as I just mentioned, we have a Patreon. You can get early access to our podcast. The audio versions of these adventures, our exclusive weekly after show, where you will see all of us modeling our new swag. Custom side adventures. We've done one that gave us some insight into Tatiana's backstory. We've done one that was Nahara meeting with Azel and Rex. Maybe next week there is going to be a boys' night out with Desmond and brother Uriah. Maybe. Check that out at patreon.com/the Black Dice Society. And I don't think I often mention this. We have a Discord. We're on all the socials. You can find us anywhere. And thank you all so much for supporting us. Oh, and one last thing. Do please like, comment, share, all of that stuff. Really does matter. It really does help us. It really affects the algorithm. And thank you very much for your support. And with that, now on with our story. The sun is coming up over the carnival, and everything is kicking into high gear. It is a second day of especially high spirits here, as you saw Isolde sort of made it known that everything was going to go right for Hildy while she was here. And one of the first things you see is Eremos the Af Giant triumphantly walking across the carnival with the little girl on his shoulder, waving as people cheer and clap for her as you all emerge out into the sunshine. What would you all like to do?
Desmond just wants to watch for a second, just watch her experiencing all that joy.
Yes, I think I will join him. It's very good to see Hildy with a smile upon her face.
It is.
Do you think it will be enough to erase from her memory all the brainwashing they do in Falkovnia?
Not at all.
Nope.
You find a caretaker for her?
Well, Fen is here, and Isolde has apparently placed her under her personal protection, so I can't imagine she could be safer than that.
Well, it looks like Ermos
Shocking.
also has taken a liking. We cannot rule him out.
They say it takes a
It's true.
village, right? Sometimes I guess
True
it takes
indeed.
a carnival.
It's like
If you're gonna have a
poetry.
carnival to have your back, this is a good one to have your back. I think she's in good hands.
Yes. Shall we make our way to Isolde's tent, see if we can gather Fen before we're on our way?
Bold move. Have
Do
at
you
it.
want to go first?
We could
Oh,
try.
Please,
well-
Brother Uriah, go right ahead. No,
I-
Tatiana.
Brother Uriah, if any of us could
Let
get
Brother
away
Uriah.
with even remotely knocking on the tent door and coming out cool, it would probably be you.
Perhaps you weren't witness to my last interaction with Isolde.
Yeah,
It,
I heard about it.
it was a bit perilous for me. So, well, I'm sure Fen will be up and about sooner or later.
Maybe
you're-
we leave a note.
Yes,
That's
I'm
a good
sure
idea.
it's going to be fine. We'll be back before they even finish their brunch. I'm sure.
Brunch.
Perhaps we could leave note is great idea, and also a message. We speak to someone, perhaps a person that is one of Isolde's attendants.
Yes, time is probably of the essence. The Weathermay Foxgrove sisters may be in desperate need.
You.
So who should
You-
write the note?
Oh, sorry. What was that, Desmond?
I was gonna say, who should write the note so that way we can give her the details of where we're going, how we're getting there, and also how she can get there.
She loves you. You write notes. I don't think she can come. I think we have to come back.
Huh?
Nahara is only one who knows how to mist walk.
True.
You all are aware that, again, without someone who has an intrinsic sense of how to navigate the mist, it is, in fact, perilous at best.
I would write
right.
it, but those words are. I don't like paper.
I'll write the note.
Yes, and I might have a quick word with Eremos, just so we're not relying on a note being passed on.
Sure.
Excellent. Here in a moment, I would love to know what you're going to write in that note, Valentine. But first, yes, Brother Uriah, it is basically a mini parade is going on. There's tumblers and people are doing cartwheels all around him, and Hildy is laughing and clapping her hands, and Eremos turns and looks at you and he goes, "Hey, wagwan, cleric man."
Hello, my friend. Thank you so much for what you've done for Hildy.
Oh, no, glad to have she here. She's the new princess at a carnival. And everybody's, ah!
I am very glad to hear it. But I must tell you, we've been called away. We must depart immediately. We will be back as soon as we are able, but you must tell Fen that that's what's happened. We haven't abandoned her. It's just there is someone who desperately needs our help.
Ah, right. No, I'll read. That's very smart that you don't go try and interrupt whatever they be getting up to in there. You know what I mean? And he reaches up and with an index finger and a thumb kind of puts his fingers over Hildy's ears and he's like, you know what I mean? Wagwan.
I know what you mean. Yes.
I mean, you're like a cleric. I didn't know if you know or not, you know. Because sometimes you got vows where you don't get to.
Yes,
No.
but I do know, and thank you for covering Hildy's ears. Yes, I'll be on my way. Then.
Well, good luck. Is there anything you need from me in the meantime?
Just please keep watch over Hildy. I know that it can sometimes be perilous here, despite appearances.
He very much still has her ears covered, and he goes, I promise you, this little girl is the safest human at the carnival. I personally guarantee her safety.
Thank you. Ezra's blessings upon you both, and farewell.
Well, you sound so dramatic. You say you'll be back shortly, yeah?
We're going to help someone who's in a very dangerous place.
Well, that kind of be the way things are around here in the mist. Everywhere is dangerous. I'm just gonna say, take it easy. And he very much like pats you with his hand, nearly knocking you over.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
See you in time for supper. And Hildy says, Uriah, you're going somewhere. Should I accompany you? And she like fishes her sling out of the belt. She's like, I'm prepared to do battle. I talk like Eremos now.
No, Hildy, it's quite all right. You need to stay here because, of course, you're the princess of the carnival, and so you must rule wisely.
Yeah. I'm getting used to the carnival life. Yeah.
Oh, yes, that's a very fetching accent on you as well.
I'm still working on it. It's there good, yeah.
Very good indeed. Very good indeed. All right, I'll run back to the others and wave to Hildy as I go.
Hey, wait. Yeah, Brother Uriah, you're my brave knight of the carnival. And everybody go, oh, brave knight of the carnival, yeah.
Thank you.
Valentine, what do you leave in the note?
The note says, went on a foolish rescue mission into the mists. Be right back, probably. Didn't want to interrupt your, ellipses, brunch, Valentine and such.
Perfect. My favorite part about that, at no point do you actually say where you're going.
Nope.
Very good. Yep, I get it. You never know who's going to read the note.
Coming right back. And of
True.
course I'm not going to leave a literal paper trail.
NBD. Perfect. Does anyone do anything else before you set out to depart the carnival?
I will also leave a note. And by note, I mean a rock where I have painted red heart. I leave it outside Pickwick at a certain beaded curtain.
Perfect. You are sure that it will be found by the right person at the right time.
I don't even care. It's like a very casual thing. If it's found or not, it doesn't matter.
Right, of course, like whatever. No, I get it. Give me a perception check, Tatiana.
Nat 2.
Nope.
That's a 2.
This all seems legit. Yep. Nope. It's no problem at all.
One thing that I'd like to do on the way out, I would just like to pop by the stand that has the stuffed animals and just make sure there isn't any kind of new monstrosity hanging there.
Excellent. As you get closer there, hang on 1 second.
I think I'd like to drag Brother Uriah with me if he'll go.
You all can head towards the mist. Just you all can kind of be in that direction. Tatiana, after you leave the painted rock for Carador there, it is no problem at all. To get back, is you all heading towards Rock's stand, and he sees you all coming, and he's like, you guys looking to go again. You're not coming to clean me out. I don't know when I'm gonna get another one of those stitched up brides.
Do I see anything new up there?
Give me a perception check.
19.
It's the strangest thing, Valentine. You're looking right at it, and there's what looks like 2 dolls that look not unlike the Weather May Foxgloves, with their backs back to back with swords, like they're fighting. Like it's one stuffed animal that is kind of 2. But you notice you can see that, or you can see the 2 stuffed vampires, one of which is hissing and the other one just has hearts in its eyes, looking at each other. It's like you can't perceive them both at the same time.
Excellent. Let's go see the vampires.
You're gonna reach for the.
No, I just say that out loud and start walking back towards the mists. It's fine. They're there. I understand.
Vampires? Oh.
Oh, yes, there's a strong chance that the sisters we're going to see are probably vampires.
Oh,
I don't know. I
I
assure
think
you.
in the more
they're-
traditional sense than Fen.
No, they're
Why?
renowned vampire and monster hunters.
She did not sound like she had been turned into vampire when I heard her voice. But then again, I guess I don't know what vampire sounds like. Maybe you bite your teeth on your lip more?
You see,
It's not all
Rock-
that odd for us.
Rock looks right at you, Uriah, and he says, "Yeah, you know, you gotta be careful, especially, holy man. I heard vampires on occasion go out of their way to have their way with your kind."
Have the oh.
Not in that.
It might
Not
be a
in-
good thing for him. Oh,
Oh,
not like
oh, yeah.
Either way, I am terrified.
Yeah. Well, strange thing. This. Now that you all pointed it out to me, I find every time you all go and come back, the merchandise shifts a bit, but you probably shouldn't dawdle. I don't know if you noticed, but and he points over towards Pickwick Market, and it has grown and has the carnival. It is reached around the carnival on 3 sides, like a U at the edge of it. They're starting to get a little close, which means we're gonna be pulling up stakes soon.
Yes, but I mean, we should be able to find you again. Yes, even if you've moved.
Should, yeah. I guess that's kind of up to you, really.
Yes.
Well, for what it's worth, I'll be rooting for all of you.
Very kind. Very kind.
In Nahara, he looks at you for a moment and he goes, "Something's different about you."
me? I don't even know what you're talking about.
And he turns and he reaches down underneath the counter, and you hear him rummage around for a minute, and he pulls out a little doll that is solid white. It's almost like it is just made out of the stuffing of a doll, just cotton, and there's soot on it. And he slides
That's
it over to you,
strange.
Nahara.
What is
Yeah.
this?
In case you need to find your way back, that'll help.
All right.
You are the one that does the mist walking, right?
Yes.
I have a loud booming voice. It's probably my fault. But why this one? Don't we have just a carnival ticket?
Do you? I don't
That's
know.
why this specific.
That's
It
the
wouldn't
one you're
hurt to have
supposed to
another
get.
thing.
Yeah. I don't know. It's I think it's supposed to be invisible, but you kind of can't have an invisible doll. That kind of like doesn't really make sense, you know? So I don't know. I
What
just
is
work
this?
here.
Oh, what is this little smudge on it?
Looks like soot.
You have weird products
Okay.
in your little stand.
The man simultaneously knows everything and nothing, and quite frankly, I am sick of it.
You know, that is a cruel thing to say, Valentine. I feel like I've been of tremendous help to you. And also, Tatiana, you're a gigantic Air Genasi barbarian and you're casting stones. I'm just a simple Dwiggard trying to make my way through the mist, all right? Just the best I can. I get up, I go to work every day.
No,
You know my name. It's cool. It's like I'm very popular.
You say it a lot very loudly, yeah.
Tatiana does what she must do.
I would like to
Yeah.
remind you at this point that we are under multiple layers of under the run from people that are trying to kill us. So Maybe we should
Actually,
work
my
on
name
that.
is Beth.
On that note,
Mhm.
could I do just a quick Taroka pull about what's to come?
I just want you to know I saw you fidgeting with the deck and just pulled up my Taroka deck meetings. That's literally what I just did. I was like, I know where this is headed. Let's just cue this up over here. Yep. Go for it. Draw
All right.
one.
One card.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Trader with a D.
I'm like, important to enunciate there.
Yes. Important
Uh,
distinction.
commerce, smuggling, and black markets, fair and equitable trade. You will be confronted with an opportunity to make a trade that is not at all fair.
Oh. Seeing as how I'm not quite sure how this is going to fit in, I will keep this information to myself for the time being.
Rock sort of like stands on his tiptoes and looks over the counter at you while you're looking at your cards, and he says, yeah, not always as much information as you think it is it?
It really isn't.
Yeah. Same thing with reading minds. You think it would give you more insight than it does, but not so much, because most people don't even know what they're thinking, much less what they're doing.
Oh, is that what you're doing right now? As I'm like slowly pulling away.
Right now? Not to you, no.
Yes. Oh, good.
Well, into the mist then, huh?
Mm-hmm. Like, is everyone ready?
Yes, we have our provisions that we'll need. I know we said we'd be right back, but I did bring several days' worth of food.
It's always a good idea. My pack is full as well. I'm going to hold my breath with unending breath. Sometimes you never know what you will breathe on the other side. Am I right?
Fair. You still holding on to that brain in a jar?
Yes, why?
I mean, I just didn't know if you want to maybe leave it here or cash it in for something or...
Cash it in?
Yeah,
For what?
I don't know. What do you want?
I don't know.
Does Stuart say anything about that?
He doesn't seem like he reacts in any way.
Well, I've grown quite accustomed to him, so you'd have to make it worth my while.
Oh, but you're saying there is a price, though. Now it's a negotiation.
Always.
I tell you what, why don't you stop back by on your way back through and we'll see what we can work out.
All right.
It's, pointy head over here will sleep a lot better when that's not around. Sorry, brother.
That really doesn't involve me. We probably shouldn't speak about him like he's not here. That makes him angry, I think.
Oh, I know. I know.
You know an awful lot.
Yeah.
Are you watching us? Are you following us?
I mean, I'm always right here when you pass by, right? And also, you guys kind of leave a pretty high profile. Like Valentine said, you're supposed to be laying low. You're not too good at it.
Well, it's hard for me. I'm very large, as you said.
Well,
By the way,
I
my name
didn't
is
see a
not really
thing.
Beth.
yeah, I know, Tatiana.
Okay.
I know.
Well, that was a thing I was... Anyway, it didn't work.
I would love it if we maybe moved.
Yes,
Left.
we have to go to somewhere secret and not important, and we won't say where it is.
Just when you come back, I would love to hear about this Jibaku person. Seems very important to you. That
Are
I
you
don't.
inside of my head?
Now? No.
Yeah, you give me information and we'll see. It is strange. I'm walking away. I'm walking towards the mist. Turn my back on
Yeah.
Buck.
As you all approach the mist, you do see those carnival lights that look like they're floating, just disembodied in the mist. And you hear the ambient organ music playing just off in the distance.
Nahara, do you want
Is
to use
that-
planchette or axe? Or both? Or neither?
I feel if the planchette does bring us back to outside of the house, that might be the safest.
Who has it?
Oh,
Valentine, didn't you keep it?
Probably.
Does make sense.
I'm going
I
to say
would-
that's likely.
As you rummage through your things, you do have it, Valentine. Although, give me a wisdom check. Just roll your wisdom.
Is my wisdom. Oh, it's flat. So let's see. That is still a 19. But with a +0.
You do have it, but you have no recollection of taking it. The last thing you remember is there were ghosts. There was the warlord and the knight, and they were all the warlord was attacking you, and the knight leapt to your defense, and the Weathermay Foxglove sisters were screaming, and then you were just back in your bed. What feels like a lifetime ago, but really was about a week, maybe 10 days ago. But you conducted a seance with this. But you do not remember taking this planchette off the table, and yet it is in your possessions.
I'll just hand it to Nahara. If possible, I would like to have it back after.
of course. Well, I guess we all hold on to it.
Okay, well, I put my hand on you as before. I do so.
No, Nahara, give me a charisma check.
Mm,
Before the results are known, might I cast Bless to assist Nahara? Was this the sort of thing that...
Absolutely,
Bless
or
spell-
or guidance if you don't want to have to use up a spell slot.
Is that a
Yes, perhaps
D4?
guidance then.
Yeah, I'll give you D4.
Okay. 16.
Nahara, as you approach the mist, you are aware that the planchette is pulling you in a certain direction. You just kind of instinctively comprehend that it will take you towards the House of Lament, if that is what you wish. But you also realize the path branches and goes somewhere very different, and branches again and again and again and again. This planchette in particular can take you several very different places, which is not something you experience with the hunk of zombie flesh or with the ticket. It very much went to Falcovnia. The ticket very much came to the carnival.
Wow. So I would like to will us to go towards the house. But we'll note that for later.
As you all depart into the mist, it is the standard dreadful experience that you're accustomed to. You feel the ground crunching under your feet as you are walking, but you also hear the odd ambient moans of undead off in the distance. The new moon was just yesterday, so you're aware the area around Falcovnia is clear for a while, but it is already beginning to fill back up with undead. And as the carnival organ music dies off into the distance, and the wails of the undead, you begin to hear wind and groaning and creaking of wood, almost more accustomed to being on board an old galley or sailing vessel of some time, creaking in the wind. And just as quickly as it happens, you all step out of the mist, standing at that exact same crossroads where you all met before. And overhead, the sky is gray and the clouds are whipped up like a tremendous downpour is going to start any moment now.
Well, here we are again.
The skies are angry. It doesn't look like the place we came before, does it?
This crossroads, I recall, it here that I first laid eyes on Nahara, actually.
Yes, it's the same place. It doesn't seem like it's. I mean, I feel like perhaps a storm is coming or something dreadful. I don't know, but I think we should make our way towards the house, or at least around the outside until we get a good look at what's or who may be inside.
Desmond, give me a survival check.
Six.
Yeah, it's the crossroads, Desmond, but it is not at all clear to you which one leads back to the house. The
Can I
ground
roll
is...
that with advantage because we're in a forest?
Yeah, I'll give you advantage because you're in a forest.
I mean, that won't give me the 9, or should I just re-roll?
Just roll again.
Cool. Roll with advantage. 11. Doesn't look like anything to me.
You think maybe it's that way, Desmond? Maybe?
And that way is to the left or to the right?
Well, if you all recall, 6 individual paths all kind of led to this center spot that you all are kind of standing at, which is where you met the planchette and where you found those feathers, those 6 black feathers that were laying on the ground with it.
I remember vague visions of an army, a woman leading an army on horseback. I wonder if I can recall this vision.
You do. Give me a survival check, Tatiana, and you can do it with advantage. Nahara, I believe, had that same vision of the army. You also can give me survival with advantage.
Why did I choose digital roll? It is an 8.
With
Ooh.
advantage, an 8. Wow.
I rolled a 15.
You think you might know the way, but you're still not 100%. Like, I mean, the vision, maybe it was kind of that way. It's all kinds of looks the same around here. Even though you left the carnival just after dawn, it is gloomy and dark here. The clouds overhead are so thick, it might as well be like it's nearly dark.
And
What?
when we all had the feathers, did that help guide us towards the house?
Would you
last
like
time?
to try something with the feather?
I would.
Yes, Brother Uriah.
I was going to say, we know that this place is terribly, terribly haunted. I'll try raising my eyes of the grave and seeing if detecting undead seems to guide us there.
You are 1,000% sure exactly where the house is.
It's actually over there, everyone. Oh God, it's just so palpably evil. It's
Okay, you're all right, small man. I want to give him just a little hug. It's okay. We're all together.
Brother Uriah, you are aware of dozens of entities in one tremendously powerful, malevolent presence.
I'll relay this to the others. I can only assume that the particularly strong reading must be the warlord himself. Right. Shall we?
Out of character, for curiosity's sake, is that the direction that Desmond thought it was?
Nope.
Cool. So Desmond's just in his mind like, cool. Let's go.
No. Nahara, is you were like, I mean, I think, and your eyes like, no, definitely there. You're like, oh, okay.
Right?
Yeah. You are going to head that direction?
Yes.
Yes.
Uh,
But Nahara's mentioning of the feather.
Mhm.
Everyone, we might want to try something. Uriah just reaches into a random pocket and sees, because the last time we encountered them was in the dream. Does he have a feather on him?
you do. There is a long, silvery black feather that is iridescent. It's different colors when you tilt it to look at it, even in this low light.
I think we might all have one of these.
I pull mine out as well if I have it.
You
Same.
do. All of you still have a feather.
Dude, if we
Doesn't-
put them together, does it make a bird?
I
That's
don't
not
know
that
about
make
that,
you
but
It
we
does
were
not.
here.
Desmond just pulls it out and looks at it and just, I've been in this pocket daily. Where did this come from? I don't like it.
Oh. Strange.
It's a bit disconcerting.
Yeah, a little bit.
So,
Are you all going to head towards the house?
Yep.
As you're heading in,
Yes.
I would like to just kind of keep walking, but kind of roll my eyes into my skull a little bit and call to Tregram.
Isn't Tatiana adorable? Now I have a voice in my head too. I love her
Yes,
so
she's
very
precious.
much.
Anyways, were you here with us when we came here previously?
Well, that is a bit of a predicament. You might recall there was an offer of assistance that was extended to you and you accepted, correct?
Yes, but I was reanimated before you and I started speaking by some time.
Yes. Well, it would appear to me that your adventure to this lovely residence was before I was blessed to make your acquaintance.
Do you know who was here before you then?
Here or here in your head?
Keeping me alive.
Oh, yes, of course.
That's the part where you tell me.
It's it's not for me to say, Valentine, although I do have some good news because I know you become so very cross with me when I keep things from you. You will get to return home soon. How delightful is that?
What?
Yes.
After we deal with whatever's in this house.
Soon. I have it on the highest authority that you will be hearkened unto. Maybe not forthwith, but soon. The passage of time is so strange here. Perhaps it is tomorrow. Perhaps it is a week from now. Perhaps it was yesterday.
Who is the authority?
Oh, Valentine. You will love it. And Tregram stops talking to you.
This was not the point. My point was I was reaching out because you have space in my head, and I don't like the idea that that person at the carnival was able to access thoughts in here. I'm asking you to keep people out.
You know, this is actually kind of difficult for me because I'd made such a graceful and dramatic exit, and then now it's like I've left the room, but then I have to come back and talk more. I will do what I can to shield your mind, but there are limits to what I can do in here.
Fine, would you like to make
Just-
a dramatic exit again?
Well, just think of, okay, here is how you should think of my job. I'm a bit of an advisor. I'm a bit of a medic, and it is my job to help keep you on task, not to get lost in the minutia of things that may not matter to the greater plan.
We're going to have to talk about this another time.
Dramatic exit. And you actually see the cat in front of you look at you over its shoulder and walk off into the tree line out of your vision.
Hate it. Just keep walking.
After just a few moments, as you all walking, a familiar sight reveals itself. Gradually, the haze and brush give away once again, revealing a bald hilltop. There stands a grim black tower, the last defiant turret of a long crumbled fortress. Attached to this tower is a 3-story manor house, weather-beaten and veined with ivy. A porch girds the house, its sagging roof sheltering a stout front door that is closed. Also, the bottom of the porch that you all smashed in when Nahara was nearly killed by biting and stinging insects and Tatiana recovered the axe is completely repaired. It looks old and weathered, and there is no sign that a hole was ever punched there. There's actually also no sign of the Weathermay foxgloves. Their equipment, their cart, everything that they had outside is not here.
Can
That's
I
not a good sign.
cast Speak with Animals and reach out to perhaps an owl in a nearby tree or a fox that had passed through these woods? I want to know. I feel like I can ask the creatures. Hold on.
Give me a perception check.
Not 20.
There are not any animals nearby. You are aware that there's rats in the house, but they're in even with that natural 20, that there are bugs under the house. But out here, outside in the wild, there are no birds. There are no owls. There are no deer. These forlorn woods are completely empty with just bald, knotty trees.
That is very strange. Can I read anything from these rats if I call hello to them? Do they understand?
There's none of them within range, but maybe when you get further inside the house, you might be able to.
I tell my friends, there are no animals anywhere in these forests.
Yes. This
I had
place
that
seems
feeling.
most unnatural, yes?
I did have that feeling. I don't remember there being animals outside of whatever insects were in the porch last time we were here. I don't like it.
Has it been relayed that the sisters and their belongings are not here?
You all see that. That is, yeah, that is before all of you. Recall when you were here last time, which for our friends who may not be aware of this, was in our session 0.5 at GarryCon, which is available on YouTube. You all met the Weathermay Foxgloves right out here. Tatiana helped carry some of their gear inside, and they were getting set up when you all performed the first seance. But they did have a cart, and there were more things out here. There's no sign of it.
Tatiana, what is this? She came to you. Why do you suppose none of their belongings are here?
It doesn't make any sense. She said, come back, meaning the house we last found them, right? Why else would she say come back? And no address, no instructions, no directions, not even when you reach a fork 6 ways, go this way. I hate a bad host.
I don't think they're to blame. I suspect they may be inside the house.
Oh.
We're gonna have to go in there, aren't we?
Yes.
I remember when we were in the dream about this house. The doors like just kind of swelled There was explosions of wood. We had to like go in under the porch. Tons of insects. And this feather's here now.
It does not look like that could
like
have
it.
ever been real. How would these boards weather in this way?
How are there no
Magic.
animals in the forest? Same thing.
Maybe it was real last time. This time it's not real. Now I know nothing.
Maybe it's that time is just a strange thing.
Or perhaps,
I don't
and
know.
I shudder at this thought, but perhaps the house can heal itself like a living thing.
Oh,
Considering the dude I remember we fought on the inside of this house. Wouldn't surprise me at all.
do you
That's
think
right.
he's still there?
I'm gonna go with yeah.
Undoubtedly.
If he is, I
Then
will
I'm gonna
show
go
him.
with let's not go down there.
I will show him why this axe no longer belongs to him. And
That
his
didn't work out too well for us last time.
did not work out too well for him either, as I recall.
The moment you say that, the thunder rumbles and it begins to rain hard. The moment you say this axe no longer belongs to him,
Just like using my wings to as an umbrella.
Well, I suppose if we're going to go into that horrible place, now is as good a time as any to get out of the rain, yes?
Yes, please.
It feels good to bathe.
all of you give me wisdom checks, not saves, just checks.
$18.
18.
15.
What was that, Nahara? Sorry.
15.
15.
10.
10.
18.
18. Excellent. Valentine. You are muted, ma'am. You are software muted.
Oh, I was Zoom muted. Huh.
Mhm.
Wonder how long that's been a thing. It was an 11.
As you all are approaching the house, and this door is here, and yes, Desmond, as you recall, it had swollen shut, and Tatiana forced it in. The last time you were here, right on the other side of this door, there was a statue of a bird that came to life and attacked all of you. Right now, you are standing outside, and except for, especially as you come up on the porch to get out of the rain, except for the ambient creak of the house, everything seems to be in order.
We have to go in at some point. It's what we came here for, right? So
And right when she says that, Desmond points that you make a valid point and just kind of goes and turns the knob.
It opens up easily. Requires no force at all.
suppose we could have at least knocked, but
They obviously know we're here.
We were invited.
And also, she just mentioned the axe, and then everything shook. They know we're here. When he
When
looks around, hey, hi, we're here. Hello.
when you look inside, peeling wallpaper and a musty scent cling to the walls of this spacious foyer. A curving staircase rises from the cracked tile floor to a balcony above, keeping its distance from a darkened chandelier. Doors lead in every direction. At the room's center, a bronze sculpture of an antlered eagle perches atop a marble pedestal. The ceiling rises 20 feet up to the 20 feet above you, and it is covered in cobwebs. And you all also recall that it was in this room, which is number 2, for those of you that have the map, that you did battle with both the knight and the warlord. This was the room that you all were essentially banished from when the Weathermay Foxglove sisters saved your lives. But here, outside of the ambient creepiness, everything seems back like it was.
Before I cross the threshold, I shall invoke the blessing of Ezra and cast protection from evil on myself.
Okay.
recalling the room that had the spirit board in which we used the planchette,
Mhm.
I want to see if it's still there.
You would cross this room. It would be the next one over. Number 3 on the map.
I just like to peek my head in there.
Give me a perception check. Do you cross the room to get to it, or are you just sort of trying to?
I do cross
Just
the
look.
room to get to it. Yeah.
You do? As you go across the room, yes, the table is there. The planchette is there. And what looks like at least some of the belongings of the Weathermay Foxgloves are there. Recall that Jennifer was in the process of setting up some experiments. You all got separated from them last time where they were trapped in the room, and they did manage to get out in time to come and rescue you from the warlord. But some of their things are there, yes.
I go back into the other room. The spirit board is still there.
I call out, Lori, are you here?
You hear as the whole house sort of creaks and groans, but that's it.
House? Are you speaking?
Perhaps don't address it directly.
Does it groan again?
It does not. When you say house, are you speaking? Nothing happens. You also
Jennifer?
notice. You also notice, Nahara, the spirit board is there, and there is no planchette.
But we had one to get here, yes?
Mhm.
So can I use that?
You absolutely can. Do you go put it down on the board?
Yes.
If Dahara is heading in that direction, Uriah sort of like there's a pain sort of strangled. Like no. That might not be the wisest course of action. We're in a veritable nexus of undead and spectral activity. But perhaps we should proceed with caution. Yes.
Oh, yes, but couldn't we find out what happened to the sisters?
Yes, but if I understand it, that device works by having spirits communicate with you. We might not wish to invoke the wrath of anyone quite this early in the proceedings.
Right. I don't know. I think it might be a good idea, though.
If you're sure, Nahara, but please be careful.
Okay. I mean, I'm not going to go asking for whatever attacked us last time. I just want to know what the sisters are.
While you are doing that, I would like to look around more.
Perfect. Nahara, do you put the planchette on the board?
I do.
It immediately slides to E. Right when you put it in, it's...
E.
Mm-hmm. And then it slides to V.
EV.
And then it slides to I. Into C. Into T.
Evict.
And then it just shakes for a second over the T. And then it slides over to H. And E. And then it shoots down to C. H. I. M. N. E. Y. And then W. I. T. C. H. And stops moving.
There's a witch in the chimney. Interesting.
Evict the witch and evict. Did you say evict the witch in the chimney?
It
Evict the
says what I
chimney
said it
witch.
said.
Did you say that out loud?
Evict the chimney witch. Evict the oh no.
Can we see like a fireplace nearby?
Here in, well, give me perception checks.
16.
You all can. Give me,
Ooh, I got
I had intended
22.
to head off into a different room.
which room did you want to go in? If you have the map there, you can tell me, because this is all happening in room number 3.
I think I would have headed into the hallway, number 9.
As you enter into the hallway, actually,
You
This is
also hear
Yes,
from
Brother
behind
Uriah.
you as you leave the room. Perhaps we should stick together. It might be a good idea.
Sure. I'm fine though. It's okay. You stick together.
this,
I withdraw my axe from my back, just in case.
Uriah, how many chimneys do you suppose this house has?
Nahara,
He's
or
counting chimneys in his head.
not Nahara, sorry. Tatiana, the hall is lined with broken picture frames. A rug with dizzying geometric patterns covers the floor. And up ahead of you, when you hear everyone talking, the door to what would be number 10 slams shut in front of you, Tatiana. Slam.
I walk up to the door and I listen at it.
Give me a perception check.
16.
You don't hear anything, but you smell baking bread, and it smells magnificent, Tatiana.
I crack the door a tiny bit and peek inside.
There is a very wonderful looking muffin sitting on the counter. It would be 2 hands even for you.
I have very large hands.
It's a very big muffin.
I am very excited and I will take the muffin into my hands
Mm-hmm.
and I will bring it back out to my friends. I cannot eat a muffin alone.
While she is gone, what are the rest of you doing?
You wanted perception checks, right?
Yes.
I got dirty 20 on mine.
Anybody beat Dirty 20?
I had a 22.
22. Both Uriah and Desmond, as you were approaching the house, you did notice a chimney that would sort of be back towards the back corner of the house, in the direction that Tatiana was headed, honestly. And she comes back around the corner holding a very large muffin.
It's a giant muffin.
It smells magnificent, Tatiana. It is warm in your hands like it's fresh out of the oven.
I rip off a big chunk
Would
and
that
I
have been
toss
baked
it at
in a
Desmond.
chimney?
You toss a chunk to Desmond?
I do.
Desmond grabs it and just not gonna eat it. It's just
Where did you get
We-
that?
that's a great question. Where did you get it? And
My
why do I
mouth
have it?
is completely full of muffin as I
Oh,
say.
no.
It tastes wonderful, and then you realize there is something chewy in it.
I spit it
Tatiana.
out immediately.
There is a large human toe in it.
So you ate a
I go
muffin
over
in
to
a dead house.
Valentine and I try and clean my tongue off on her shirt.
I absolutely push away and prestidigitate your tongue. You know,
do.
oh my God.
I know you took the taste away, but I still taste it. That was a toe in my mouth.
Yes, you wandered into a haunted house and put a mystery muffin in your mouth.
Do you know how long it's been since we ate fresh bale? You're right. I'm very...
Didn't we just see
Sorry.
a board move and tell us that there is a witch in the chimney?
Yes.
And
I
you
think
eat
that
warm muffins from this house.
I think the chimney witch made that magic muffin.
I
I
would guess.
slammed the
muffins.
muffin into the wall. Ugh.
Here, you can have the rest of it. I don't want it. And he tosses it.
When it shatters against the wall, all sorts of weird things fall out of it. A couple more toes, what looks like might have been a couple of rat's tails, what looks like a lizard's claw, all just fall out of the muffin on the floor.
Again, I'm just kind of like patting.
I cast unending breath.
Give me a constitution save, Tatiana.
My save, it's a 16.
It all comes back up, Tatiana.
Sorry, Valentine, I'm right next to you. Your shoes. I'll get you new shoes.
Prestidigitating so hard.
Mm-hmm. Other than the existential horror of what you've consumed, you don't feel like it's harmed you in any way. You just will always know you ate a toe muffin.
Where did you find this?
That was so gross.
This is very important. Wherever that was might lead us to the witch we're looking for. Which honestly,
wait, we're looking for
baking
a witch?
and luring people in with muffins is very cliche.
There's a witch in the chimney, which is possibly where that came from.
Okay.
Can we agree?
I'll
Can
show
we
you.
agree to not put unknown things into our mouths while we're here?
Yes.
Let's just rephrase that
I'm
entirely
sorry.
because there's
I'm
lots of
sorry.
things that we know. Like we know what a muffin is. We would like in general places eating a muffin is not a bad idea. But this
Thank
place,
you.
I don't like that. I don't like the old creaky house muffins. I don't think that's a good idea.
Let's not put
Desmond,
anything
thank
in
you
our
for
mouths.
being
Not while
on
we're-
my
nothing.
side. Sometimes you need to put the muffin in your mouth.
No, you don't.
I
And,
thought
and
you were
also,
on my side defending me.
I am
No
on your
one's
side, but if
defending me.
we're here, let's not eat anything that we didn't bring it with
Would
us.
you
Let's
maybe
just throw that
show
out
us
there.
where you
Well,
got it? Hey,
You
Tatiana?
while you all are discussing this, from out of the hearth on the wall of this room, a long arm extends. It has long, knotty fingers and too many elbow joints. And it grabs Nahara by the leg and yanks her up into the fireplace. And that is a good place for us to go to break.
How dare you be, Dave?
How dare you?
However, what I did remember this time is to get the list of patrons ready. Also, thank you to you all here in our chat that pointed it out to me. I was like, I got it. I don't got it. I do got it. So, again, this is thanking our Dark Lords of the Dread Domains for your support of our Patreon. You literally make it possible to do what we do. That is Aaron Duran, Alan Zozo, Aurelia Roth, Brian Dwyer, aka Nightsfall, Brian Kepi, Chip Reynolds, Chris Smoot, D. Nicole, Ducati, Dustin Crail, Philippe C., Forrest S. Moore, Gruffumbly, Grizzled Viking, Hell Knight Games, Josh Alund, Just Link, Justin Chestnut, Kira Snow, Michael Skidmore, Mr. Owlbear, Nathan Crowder, Project Wolfbear, Rob Tremarco, Ronan Monkey, Rum Soaked Chicken, Sin 7, Sip Happens, to Queen Bee, Thomas, Tracer Vision, and Zort 1. Thank you all so very much. We appreciate you, and we will be back in 10 minutes. Don't go anywhere. And welcome back. Before we go on, we have to give a special shout out to friend of the show, Annabelle, and her grandson, Andrew Adams. Hello. Thank you for being with us. Annabelle is Andrew and his grandmother, Annabelle, watch it. And she says it reminds her of the old radio drama. So thank you for being here with us. Now, unfortunately, back to Nahara's untimely death. Is you all have watched Nahara, this arm, come out and grab her and yank her into the chimney, and you hear boom, bang, boom, 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 as she is dragged up and out of sight. You are muted, Brother Uriah. Yeah.
No!
Stop it! Who can?
Desmond just. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go for it.
Desmond just decides to cast protection from evil on himself.
Okay.
Trying to use this. There it is.
In
Nice.
retrospect, yes, I also should have done that.
Plenty of people realize too late that they should have cast protection from evil. Yes.
I want to
Would it
run.
help you dodge that natural 20? Yes, Tatiana.
I want to run into the fireplace and just see if there's anything to see up there.
Give me a perception check.
Okay,
13. Bring
Is
her back.
you duck your head under there, soot comes falling down, and you swear just for a moment you make out an old toothy face that just goes, it is gone. Meanwhile, Nahara,
Yes.
you feel yourself dragged and beaten along the walls, where you take 8 points of bludgeoning damage as you are pulled through the house, creaking along through here.
Let me
And
do it!
you, after a moment, you are dropped and you feel yourself being dangled, and underneath you a huge fire lights up, with you still being held by the angle dangled over it.
Oh, goodness. Lovely. Okay. I would like to now cast protection from evil and good on myself.
You do so, and the moment you do, it drops you in down towards the fire.
No!
Meanwhile, back in the other room, give me a perception check. Everyone that is not Nahara.
Nat
18.
20. Boom.
Ooh.
Natural 20. Desmond,
14.
you hear Nahara screaming, and you smell something burning.
Can I smell what direction it's coming from?
With a natural 20, you feel like you know exactly where she is. It is in the same direction where Tatiana told you she just came back with this muffin.
And Desmond just sprints in that direction and just, I can feel it. She's over here.
I follow right behind.
As you go running through here, you pass through this hallway of faded portraits that I previously described, and burst your way into the kitchen. In the kitchen, a rack previously suspended from the kitchen ceiling has crashed down, crushing a table and scattering rusted pots and cooking implements. A sizable iron stove is built into the north wall, and several doors lead from the room. The moment you all come in, you see a huge fire burning in the hearth, and you see Nahara come falling down into it, where you were burned for 10 points of damage, Nahara.
And I try to fly and avoid doing that, though.
There is no room to extend your wings in the chimney. He's
Desmond is pulling her out the second he sees her fall into those flames.
Give me a dex save, Desmond.
Can I help?
That one.
You get her out, but you also were burned for 9 points of damage. In Nahara, you are aware as you are flailing and desperate, hands come in and pull you out, but you all see Desmond's hands burn and blister as he is pulling her out of this as well.
No, Desmond, not like. Oh gosh. Where is the holy man?
Here. I shall rush forward and cast Cure Wounds on Nahara.
While you're doing this, and you can roll for it, every door to this room slams shut. Shoo, 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 shoo. And the whole house creaks almost like it is growling and malevolent.
Nahara, Desmond, are you okay?
While Brother Uriah is casting Cure Wounds to Nahara, Desmond is casting Cure Wounds for himself.
Perfect.
So like there should just be a bunch of curing going on.
Nahara gets
Stand guard.
Out.
that's 10 points of healing for Nahara.
Thank you.
Sounds like we're not welcome here.
No.
And yet you close the doors and lock us in.
Doesn't seem very smart, does it?
Get out.
I tried the door back to. I tried the door back to the hallway we just came from.
It does not open.
I smack it with my axe.
The moment you produce the axe, at the far side of the room, out of the fire, you see a shape coalesce. It is old and hunched and may have been an old woman once, but has those same multi-elbowed arms. You serve him. You die first. And all of you roll initiative.
All right, can I? Okay, never mind.
You're like, what if I Eldritch Blast?
But what if I? No, I was gonna do something for myself first before doing that, but that's fine.
Yep.
16.
Nope. Initiative.
20.
Hold on. Give it to me here. And just, is that natural or non-natural?
Non-natural. 18
okay.
plus 2.
Hold on. Let me do away with this.
My bad. I should have said
this.
30, 20.
No problem. I'm gonna go down the list here. Uriah, what do you got?
18.
Okay, Nahara.
7.
Okay, Valentine.
16.
Okay, Desmond. 30, 20.
Yep.
Tatiana.
2.
All right, perfect. Desmond, as you see this thing appear and is and pointing at Tatiana, you are first. What would you like to do?
Desmond wants to change. He just got really mad and just
I don't appreciate backwards ideas. You just said get out and lock the doors.
and then he just starts to grow and just change immediately into just he rips his skin off and just like takes it, throws it to the ground, and just growing out of his face is the snout, and then his muscles just bulge and he just gets to be near twice his size and just and he leaps.
Go ahead and attack.
He is going for where's mine? Oh, there we go. Swing and a hit. 12.
You feel your claws bite into her, but it's like she's not quite there. But roll your damage. It doesn't feel like you're tearing into a body.
8.
Perfect. Excellent. Sorry. I have many things going on. Perfect. The witch looks at you and you smell foul, rotted breath breathed out on you. But she reaches out with one of those overly freakishly long arms towards Tatiana. His child dies. What is your AC, Tatiana?
15.
She reaches out and it feels like her claws go all the way through you. when she goes to scratch you, and give me a con save.
No. That's a 7.
Tatiana, she rips at you as much as your soul as your body for 13 points of damage. But you feel she has not only damaged you, she has reduced your hit point total by 13.
How?
You will die here. I will make him suffer by killing you.
Who is he?
However, that is the end of her turn. Brother Uriah, you have witnessed this scene as Desmond is clawing at her and she is ignoring him completely to attack Tatiana.
I suspect I know the answer to this, but does she register as undead to my eyes of the grave?
Quite.
Yes.
And you give me either perception or religion, whichever's higher.
Only a 9, I'm afraid.
A lot's happening right now, Brother Uriah. You're aware of a stronger presence that you can't quite place, but yes, she absolutely is undead.
I throw my hands up and I say, Madam, I believe there's been a mistake. We are the warlord's enemies. We do not seek to aid him. Your foe is ours.
Give me persuasion.
Oh. 16. Oh, can I give guidance to myself, by the way? Oh, no, I know the result already.
I was about to say, I feel like you can't. But let me double check. Oh, no, it's one willing creature. I'll say you have already guided yourself. Yeah, so you can add a d4 to that.
Very well. That brings it up to 19.
She turns her head and looks at you, and you hear a popping as her neck comes out way too far. Brother Uriah gets very close to you. What? Why does she have his weapon if you are not his servants?
She discovered it. We're not his servants. I suppose we're technically grave robbers, because that's what we did. There was in a tomb and there were bugs. It's very complicated, but we are not his allies. The enemy of your enemy is your friend, perhaps?
Valentine, you witnessed this exchange. She pulls back and is very much looking at Uriah, talking to him. But it is technically your turn.
I cast Crown of Madness.
Okay, do you attack her with it, or do you just have it queued up?
The goal is to charm her with it. Yeah, no, I'm going for it.
Give me Arcana or Religion.
All right, that is a 22.
You are aware that a creature like this probably can't be charmed. You have some insight into the function of the undead.
So that would mean that calm emotions probably wouldn't work either.
It also would not.
Everything I want to do. I want to suggest. I want to calm emotions. I want a Crown of Madness. Okay.
You have to do it the low-tech way if that's your intent.
That is absolutely not my style. Okay, then. I'm just going to look to Brother Uriah, and if I can, as a bonus action, send a message.
Mm-hmm.
And say, I'm going to hurt it, should I not?
No, I think this thing is very powerful and it seems to be listening.
It hit Tatiana.
Yes, but it's listening now. It's going to hit all of us if we keep up like this.
Then instead, I will reach out a mage hand, and I will just kind of place it between Tatiana and Brother Uriah and the creature, and just kind of extend out an offering to see what she does.
Still give me persuasion. I realize you're not saying anything, but this is
That is another 22. I just rolled 2 18s in a row, baby, with those +4s.
She looks down at the hand and looks at you, Valentine, in that same long neck, cranes over towards you, and she goes, "You
Yes.
have the stench of death as well. Are you trapped here too?"
No, I'm here by choice.
And you see she does pull her arms and head back, and there's like a sickening, like popping noise. And she recoils slightly. She still is very much defensive, but she seems like she's listening. However, it is Nahara's turn, as it does seem like they're getting through to her.
But all of that conversation was telepathic.
No, it's out loud.
It was out loud.
Mm-hmm. You heard all of it.
You're trapped here. Does that mean that you wish to escape?
Yes, I wish to destroy this accursed house and everything in it.
What if we helped you get out, but you leave this house alone?
It must be destroyed. It should not stand.
Okay, on that note, I am going to cure wounds myself and take on a form of dread.
When you change in front of her, she says, "You are undead as well, but you are not trapped here."
No, we can help you, but you'd have to leave this house alone.
Tatiana, you have been grievously injured by this thing, which is recoiled to the corner. I need you to give me a wisdom save.
I can't. Okay. 14. Well, the first, yeah, 14.
Hold on. Let me check something here.
I think 13 is.
15 is the number. 15. Tatiana, this is all well and good. It has to die.
Decisions have been made. Is it my turn?
Oh, it's your turn.
Oh, I rage.
I appreciate everybody's like, "Hey, we can work this out." She's like, "Can we work it out?" And Tatiana's like, "We cannot work it out." Yep. Tatiana, she has to die.
She must die again. So I rage and then I run at her with my axe.
Go ahead and attack.
Okay. $13.
Believe it or not, 13 is enough.
You are a stupid hag.
Go ahead and roll your damage. You, Tatiana, when you slam this axe into her, it looks like it goes through her the same way Desmond's claws did, but it lodges in her like a solid person.
My axe can do more than regular weapons. And let's see, that's going to be plus another 2 for raging, and rolling the max of a d10 plus 3 is 15 points of damage.
You bite deeply into her, like down into her. She's like, treachery.
You still steal my power, I steal your undead life.
Desmond, however, it is your turn. Apparently, peace is not an option. What would you like to do?
Easy game. Rolling them claws again.
Okay. Roll it.
Whew. That's a 24.
That is enough.
And is this a situation where he gets to like swing twice since those claws would be going twice or no?
Not yet. I don't think so. You don't have multi-attack yet.
I thought I had multi-attack. Oh, only 5 damage this time. Sadness.
Same thing. You see Tatiana hits this thing and it solidifies and is right there in front of you, but your claws still partially pass through it. You do feel yourself hit, and chunks of what looks like ectoplasm come pouring out of it. And it looks at you again, Tatiana, and says, I will keep your soul here until I burn this house to the ground. And she attacks you again.
Can I use Dex to try and move out of the way?
You cannot. However, because you are raging, she does not hit you as hard. She only hits you for 6 points of damage, and I need another con save.
Uh, 13.
She reduces your hit points by 6 points this time. And you all see black circles appearing under Tatiana's eyes, and like her cheeks look gaunt and sunk in, as every time this thing claws her, it is taking part of her life. You may destroy me, but you will never recover. It is Uriah, your turn. As Desmond and Tatiana are all over this thing, and you can see it is, you're muted, sir. Literally stealing.
Valentine is giving you a death stare right now, Brother Uriah.
Literally stealing chunks of her life away from Tatiana. Who,
Or if we're, go on.
I was just going to say, you can see, give me a perception check, Uriah.
Sure. That is it's a 12. Unsurprisingly, I'm a bit flustered.
No, that's yeah.
If I'm still in communication with Valentine, I'm just going to, no, it was going so well. Touch out, attacked it. Oh, gods. And I'm realizing that there's probably no negotiating with this thing. And even if we do touch out, I'll probably keep attacking it. So Sacred Flame.
Is Sacred Flame an attack from you or a save from it?
Save from it.
What's the save?
DC 13 Dex.
She does make the save.
Okay, the Sacred Flame just sort of goes off behind her, I guess.
You-
No.
And she turns and looks and she says, I should have known it was a lie.
It really wasn't, but here we are.
I could not trust people in life. I cannot in death. After I've dispatched this one, you die next, holy man. And Valentine, that brings it around to you.
Excellent. Let's go. I cast Arms of Hadar, which should be okay. Should be able to hit it. And I would like to twin spell it, and that is a strength save. Which might hurt myself. Might not be smart because it sounds very strong.
Let's see here. 1 second. I'm just checking something. And of course, the interwebs decide to be as slow as possible at this exact moment.
Good for that.
You see the Arms of Hadar spring up to life and branch in half and come from both sides and begin wrapping all around her and her arms and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And she just turns and looks at you and says, you know nothing of undeath. You don't know your power. You surely don't know mine.
Fine, then I will use a sorcery point and I will firebolt it.
Okay.
I will use a sorcery. I will expend a sorcery point to make it a bonus action, and I will firebolt it.
Roll it.
That is a dirty 20.
That is enough to hit her.
Angrily. All right, that is going to be 6 points of damage.
You shoot her and it punches a hole clean through her. And she looks down at it for a second and looks up at you and reaches out and grabs Tatiana by the face. And the flames from the firebolt continue to spread across until she burns away, leaving a sooty handprint on your head. I curse you! And vanishes.
I'm going to run to Tatiana.
It was awful. Can I end my rage?
You can't. You are in the grips of the Berserker Axe.
Don't run to me.
They already did.
You are in this room, Tatiana. And the one that needed to suffer the most is not here. They will have to do.
What kind of damage did she deal to me?
Necrotic.
I am resistant.
Oh, I accounted for that. However, you must use your action to attack. However, what I will say is in this state, you will attack at random. Would you like to decide, or would you like me to decide?
No, that's your job, B. Dave. You made me do this.
Unfortunately, if it wasn't for Nahara's lack of awareness, if she hadn't let herself get dragged up into that chimney, none of this would have happened. You were hurt and it's Nahara's fault.
I'm going to hellish rebuke whatever she does.
The rest of you know you have to get away from her, as long as if she is within range of you and she is capable of pursuing you, she will not stop fighting. However, Tatiana, roll it.
It's 10.
What is your AC currently, Nahara?
13.
She swings the axe and misses and just shatters it into the wall. And when she does, where the axe hits the wall and cracks it, you see small trickles of blood start coming out of the wall where she hit it. However, you are all aware of the fact that she will not stop.
What's the AC of the wall? How much damage can I do to it?
It's unfortunately you need squishier targets.
Okay,
Can
well,
I charm?
I
Can
would have
charm
done
person?
12. You can try.
Oh, it's not my turn.
Yeah, it's not your turn.
It's not a reaction. Yeah, it's not my turn.
Technically, Tatiana is at the end of the round. So Desmond,
Okay.
it is your turn as you see Valentine dispatches this creature and runs towards Tatiana, who immediately tries to take Nahara's head off. And there is madness in her eyes. Really, I would say you have two options, really. You either have to get away from her or incapacitate her, which in this state is no small order. But you know those are your choices.
Yeah, I was thinking as much.
You also hear from all over the house, it creaks that you swear sounds like laughter.
Desmond hears that and looks at the walls and just and looks back and goes to Zephyr Strike.
Zephyr strike Tatiana
Really to get out of range, but
to bust open the
wanting to
door.
like move other people out of the way.
So you kind of have a couple of options here. From this space, there is a room there's a door to the north, a door to the south, a door to the east, and the door that you came from, which is the west.
So
Let
all
me
the
hang on.
doors
Let me choose at random where Tatiana is right now. Tatiana is near the door to the north.
Mm-hmm.
So you have west where you came from, east and south.
Lots of directions. Where is everyone else?
You are all just
comparison to this?
basically in this one. It's not a very large room. If you look at the map, you're 10 up in the corner.
Okay, cool. I was trying to figure out
yeah.
which one it was.
Yeah, you're
that
10.
is a very small room.
Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, for somebody that has to attack anybody that's nearby.
Who's near a door? Because I just want to like shove somebody out of a door. It doesn't have to be a Zephyr strike, but I want to like take somebody and then move them out of the door to be away from being in range of this axe, which is not a small order at all because this is a very small room.
Yeah, you could grab basically any one person, to tell you the truth. I mean, Nahara is the one that has her attention currently. But you've seen this before. It's random.
Yeah. And having fought before, she knows that axe is no small order. So he kind of looks at Nahara and just
Can I message? Like,
You cannot. It's not your turn. Although talking is a free action. You could just say something, but everybody's going to hear it.
Yeah. But I think, yeah, I just kind of nod.
and with that, Desmond like dives to grab her and like push her through whatever door she is nearest if it is open.
Here, we'll decide this at random too. Unfortunately, she is nearest the door to the north, which makes sense because that's where Tatiana just went to attack her. So, you could move her out of one of the other doors. I will say, because now the dice have dictated that she was right next to her, Tatiana might get an attack of opportunity on one of you when your turn to leave. She'll get to swing at you.
I know, I'm just
Maybe with disadvantage because
with
my
Zephyr
axe
Strike.
is in the wall.
with Zephyr Strike until
Nope.
the spell ends, your movement doesn't provoke opportunity attacks. So
Oh, okay, perfect. Then yeah, you
So-
can Zephyr strike
Done.
somebody out of here.
Zephyr Strike, grabbing for Nahara.
You shatter the door, but again, are you west where you came from, east or south?
Going outwards
Yep, to where
Uh,
you leaving to?
to the west, just because that's a nice hallway right there. That is not the same room.
And again, is it your intent to simply eject Nahara or to leave with Nahara?
To eject Nahara, like not like heating her into a wall or anything, but definitely like getting her out of the room,
Right.
away from the axe.
You absolutely are able to grab her and push her back out into the hallway. Yep.
Yay! And
Anything
then,
else?
With that, like after she's in the hallway, he kind of turns around, like moves a little bit, like to the right, so like down on the map, I guess, to like watch for the next moves that are gonna happen.
Right. Is it your intent to be out, to be away from Tatiana though, where she can't see you?
Definitely staying at a distance, but watching for the situation to be of use.
Perfect. All right. So you've grabbed Nahara and you have departed the room literally in the blink of an eye. Uriah, you see this werewolf grab Nahara and like a blast of wind. And you are quite aware that Tatiana is not going to stop.
Very well. I have an idea. Protection from evil prevents its recipient from being charmed, frightened, or possessed. And if they're already afflicted with that, it would give them a new save with advantage. Do I think that this might be an effect similar to that this might work if I cast it on Tatiana?
You know what you know, Brother Uriah. Although I will give you either religion or arcana.
Let's go religion. That's 22.
Could work.
I put my faith in Ezra. Ezra, please. My friend is not herself. Help her see the path through the mists.
Tatiana, give me another wisdom save with advantage.
$15.
You snap out of it.
I let go of the axe in the wall. Uriah, thank you.
Of course.
I'm so sorry, Nahara. If you
Are you
can
all right?
hear me, I don't know what came over me. I mean, I do, but it was that thing that comes over me.
Listen to me, but well, you're still yourself. That
Kind
axe-
of. She took my soul. She
Yes, I
took
know.
my soul out of my body.
We'll do what we can to help you, but that axe, I know how attached you are to it, but while you are of your own mind, I beg of you, please reconsider using it.
I pull it out of the wall and I store it, and I pull out my kukri. It's a good idea.
Yes. It's all right. It's all right, everyone. Tatiana is of sound mind once more.
Nahara,
Going slowly back into room. Are you all right?
are you all right? I run to
I
her
think
and
so.
I grab her arms. It was not me. It was the axe. I'm so sorry.
It's all right. It's all right. I understand.
It's powerful, and I want that power on our side, but it is also very dangerous. I see that now.
Tatiana, give me an int save.
Intelligence?
Yep. And Uriah, give me one as well.
$11.
And Uriah?
2.
As Tatiana runs towards you, Nahara, I'm sorry. Stewart vibrates. A cone of energy goes off and hits Tatiana and brother Uriah for 17 points of damage and stunning them both.
I'm down.
I
I'm-
run over to Tatiana again.
I'm not resistant.
Do I know that this was Stuart who did this?
Oh yeah, you very clearly, like you see it with your own eyes.
We are done with that brain.
Stuart!
She was attacking you.
It was the axe, not her.
I draw no such distinctions. Would you rather I let her take your head?
No, would we have to be kind of sensible about these things?
I was.
I disagree with you.
I'm
And because I did hear Valentine say what she said, and I turned to Valentine and said, he's only here to protect you, you know.
excuse me?
Yes. And you all hear it say yes. When she says it's only here to protect you, it says yes.
So here, if you want him.
I take a jar and I open up the nearest door and I throw it.
Well,
I'm still stunned for this. I
Yes,
assume, right?
you are
Yeah.
stunned. Valentine, give me a charisma save.
Good charisma's my thing.
it's been real, everyone.
That's a dirty 20.
And give me another. Actually, hang on. Let me check something here. Sorry.
By the way, I'm down. I'm in death saves.
Oh,
yeah,
yes.
I'm like
No.
over.
Oh yeah, no, we're gonna
I'm
come back to
over
that in a
Tatiana's
second.
body before I
Yep.
throw this thing out the door.
Give me.
It's all going terribly well. Terribly well.
Another charisma save.
Until everyone
This
died.
is fantastic.
19.
You see Valentine opens the door and goes to throw this jar, and then you realize you should not get rid of this, Valentine. It's useful.
I just become aware.
You're like,
It hurt Tatiana. It has nearly killed her.
So, who do you choose, your friend or the jar?
I'm not the one who's been carrying it around in a baby, Bjorn. I don't need this right now. And I set the jar at least outside the door, and I close the door, and I go back to Tatiana.
you don't want to leave it out there. You need to keep it close.
Are you kidding me?
Well, would you like to give him back, or would you like to carry this? And I'm like holding out the baby Bjorn little sling thing at her.
I don't mean to intrude on a tender moment. I do realize Tatiana's fighting for her life, but let's not be too hasty in an emotional moment, Valentine. The brain is still useful.
Tell me how it has helped me.
It saved you from the body taker plant, and yes, it might have been slightly misguided in its attempts at protecting Nahara. I shall give it a stern talking to.
You're telling me I have to keep carrying around this thing that has repeatedly attacked our friends?
No, I'm telling you, you should allow Nahara to keep carrying around the thing that has repeatedly attacked your friends. We have to play the game several moves ahead, Valentine.
With Nahara carrying it, it nearly killed Tatiana.
Ow! Tatiana nearly killed Nahara. But choices were made. Choices were made. She's still alive. I'm sure she probably won't have died before Brother Uriah wakes up. Oh, that is difficult. Tatiana, give me a death save. Yes, this is a bit of a predicament. He would have been able to help her instantly, and yet he is also indisposed. Yes, no, as your friend, I like to think that we're friends, you should give the brain back to Nahara.
I had my con, right?
Yes.
11.
That is one success. As you hand it out, you hear out loud, I apologize for disappointing you, Valentine. I will endeavor to be more precise.
Please do not ever mistake my anger for disappointment.
He doesn't say anything else.
Thank you.
Give me another death save, Tatiana.
$13.
That is another success. You all are here in the room. Tatiana's unconscious on the floor, and Brother Uriah is
Who is that?
Done.
What is it? Who are the veal cutlet? Let me know when I regain my senses.
Well, you're stunned for a minute, so the
Okay.
death saves are probably going to resolve themselves organically, unless someone does something to heal Tatiana before then.
Desmond, the second he says who ordered the veal cutlet, Desmond changes back into human form and just laughs. It's like, brother, you're out of it, but that was fantastic. Thank you. I needed that.
Yeah, I won.
I know exactly what you mean, man.
Is no one able to help her?
Oh, well, I can if you're not willing to, if you want to keep arguing about Stuart, fine. And I'll go and I'll cure wounds on.
Yep.
I'll cure wounds, Tatiana.
Okay,
Thank
roll
you.
it.
11 points of healing.
You regain 11 points, accounting for the fact that she reduced your hit point total by 19. So you get back however much you can, which would have
I'm
killed
still
most
at
of you.
16.
Yep. However, Tatiana is a very burly girl. And moments later, you snap out of it as well, Brother Uriah.
We've got to. What happened?
You all right?
Was that Stuart?
I'm sorry.
Oh, God, I can barely stand. I'm so weak. I've got to... Tatiana, are you all right? Do you need healing?
What just happened?
Yeah, Stuart sucks sometimes, doesn't he? I know how that feels. Thanks, brain in a jar.
Well, he
What
might
is
have done something when
happening
when she wasn't in control of herself. Instead, he waited until she'd recovered. Oh, God. Oh.
Valentine, give me either perception or insight.
Let's see. Yeah, the same, so 17.
Valentine, you realize you were standing right by Brother Uriah when Stuart blasted. He didn't hit you. He could have missed Uriah if he wanted to.
Noted. I'm just gonna tend to Tatiana and make sure she's okay.
Valentine, what is going on? We're being attacked by each other. I don't want this. We should leave this place.
We haven't found the people we came here for yet.
I don't know if they're even here.
Outside, you hear of multiple lightning crashes coming outside, and the wind picks up dramatically. The whole house starts to vibrate from the intensity of the storm.
I'm not sure if we'll be allowed to leave.
Perhaps we should look for the sisters, but together this time, and I won't eat any toe muffins.
No, we shouldn't.
That's a good start.
We should not eat anything, and we should not, under any circumstances, go wandering off by ourselves.
Well, now I know that.
And to be fair, I did not wander off by myself. I was snatched away in the chimney.
Yes, that is very true. Yes.
All of you give me perception checks.
10.
10?
2.
2.
13.
I'm so offended. Out of 5.
24.
But it was like leaning on a 12 and a 2 at the same time. I was kind of offended about that.
Brother Uriah, as you are trying to collect your senses and your eyes fall on the pantry, you see there are a lot of baked goods that are rotten and worn and just gross now. But there is a vial with a rat skull on it that has a bright fluorescent red liquid inside.
Pointed out to the others, and well, this may be something, but I can't recommend drinking it. Not before we know what it does.
With a roll that high, and you being a man of both medicine and science, you are aware it is assassin's blood poison. A single dose.
Well, I suppose we should file this away for later, but I was hoping it might be a healing potion, but failing that, I shall lay hands and cure myself, or not lay hands, but rather cure wounds upon myself.
Perfect. Now that you have a moment of sanity here, although the house is vibrating and shaking with the raging storm outside, what would you all like to do?
Desmond's like, is there any way we can like nap or something? Because
Yes.
man, like it sucks to
Short
nap
rest.
here, but I would love to.
We've barely entered the house, and I had already exhausted most of my spells.
Tatiana just plops down on the floor.
Here in this room in the kitchen?
Yeah, angrily.
Okay.
Just not moving, sitting on the ground. She stole my soul.
Question:
You stole her toe muffins.
Do I have any idea of how one best recovers from an attack such as this?
Give me either medicine or religion, whichever's higher.
Natural 20, so 25 total.
Time. Basically, if she gets an undisturbed night's sleep, it'll probably pass.
I let the others know, and I doubt we're going to get an undisturbed night's sleep out in here. But
Wait, I could just heal? Oh, I
Yes,
thought it
yes,
was forever. I give Uriah a hug. Okay.
What was that roll there? Sorry, Brother Uriah.
it was a natural 20.
You are sure that yes, she will sleep off that the lingering effects of the lifesteal that this creature used on her. However, you also know that it used its dying moments to curse her, and you have no idea how that's going to manifest.
There's a bit of worse news. You recall,
I am
right?
perfectly fine and I will be great after a long night's rest. Got it.
You may recover your vigor, but you are, and this is a technical medical term, but you are accursed.
What?
We destroyed it, but with its last moments, you'll recall the sooty hand being placed. That you can actually still see the handprint on your face. Yes, it's. I have no idea what ramifications that will bring.
Cursed, like wielding an axe. That it's not like a real curse though.
The death curse of a ghostly hag. I can only. Well, the mind boggles at what that might entail.
Oh, but that's not fair. She was already dead. She shouldn't get another curse for death. The second time.
I really wish we'd given peace a chance, but, well, here we are. So I would recommend that perhaps we attempt at least to leave the house. Try to find some manner of shelter. I know Desmond is a ranger. He might be able to help with that. Failing that, we'll have to camp out here.
I don't like the idea of sleeping in this house, so I would love to help and trying to find somewhere else nearby. My buddies are outside. I can feel the doggo. But
It's true. The pack calls unto thee.
And then Desmond just looks out the window and just they know what's up. But Desmond's just like looking around and is like, sorry, I kind of went in on that. I just don't appreciate our party members being snatched down chimneys. I figured after that, it's claws are out. I can't help it. That was just a situation where the really weird elbow lady was just trying to get fought, and I couldn't help it. Sorry.
No, I mean, the thing was clearly a being of evil, but, well, shall we try to see if we can leave? I suspect it might be more difficult than it seems.
I think Valentine was about to say something.
Yeah, we can do this, like it can be a walk and talk, but while we're leaving, I want to, with Tatiana's permission, try and use detect thoughts on her, and see if by doing so I can see if I can pick up on any kind of effect the curse is having on her mind.
Valentine, you are welcome in my brain anytime.
Just see if I can do something a little weird here.
What's Tatiana thinking? It's just your surface thoughts. So it's literally whatever you're pondering at the moment. Like, she won't dive into your childhood or anything. It's whatever's going through Tatiana's mind at this exact second.
Initially, you learn the surface thoughts, but as a next action, I can try and shift my attention into something specific and dig into it.
Oh, the surface thought is, okay, so the toe was disgusting, but the muffin around was actually baked quite well.
Except for the toe.
But this is all in her head. Just pure protein. Yes. You don't discover anything about the curse, but what you do know is there is a part of her mind that you cannot access. At the risk of using a modern term, it is like she has a hard drive that has been partitioned. To use a term that you might understand, Valentine might understand, it is like a portion of the house has been walled off.
Mm-hmm. Does it seem like Tatiana is keeping me out, or does it seem like it is just something that I don't recognize?
Tatiana's currently in a staring contest with you.
You can blink. It's okay. Actually, you can.
As you're sort of exploring her mental landscape as she is weighing the pros and cons of the toe muffin, it doesn't feel like she's consciously keeping anything from you.
I don't like it.
You also, you detect no sign of the curse, but give me an insight check.
Ooh. A 21.
This kind of gives you somewhat access to what Tatiana knows. If she's not aware of the curse, not finding in here doesn't mean that she isn't cursed.
Mm-hmm. Right. Noted. All right.
Now, important point of clarification. Which way are you all trying to head out of here back towards the door?
It did seem like we were closer to the, if we're still in the same room, we're closer to the door on the east, I think it was. If we're looking at the top down.
Yes,
you were
Oh.
you were at 10.
Right.
There's that door to the outside where Stewie's sitting outside the door.
We're
Which,
unfortunately not sitting outside the door because I
felt
wasn't
like
able
to
to
the
put him
east.
down.
no, you didn't even
Yeah,
want to
he's
put him
with-
down.
He's back with me.
Yeah, it felt like an eastern door that should have took us outside.
Off of 10, the door to the east will not take you outside. It will take you, well, I suppose it does, it theoretically does go to the porch area. That is true. When you go and open that door, there are sheets of rain. Your visibility is about 6 inches, and it blows back at you like wind and cold and rain the moment you open the door. Like even the porch itself is almost impossible to see.
Well, we're not going to get any sleep out there, I don't think.
No. I vote no on that.
Oh, what rooms have we been in? Perhaps we could barricade for the night. Nothing with
Suspect,
fireplace, please.
No.
Feels like we may have to stay in this room unless we want to go exploring to find another one.
Perhaps.
I would really like to find another one.
What is this door to the south?
All of you, Uriah, everybody but Tatiana, give me a perception check.
8.
17.
Likewise.
17,
12.
12. Desmond, it's just sort of out of the corner of your eye. It takes a second. The lightning flashes and you see all of your shadows against the back wall, just for a split second as lightning does. And Tatiana's shadow leans forward and looks at her and is gone.
Tatiana. I think we were discussing that curse a little earlier.
I'm sure it's nothing.
Did
She
you
was
see your
all-
shadow just now though? Like, I don't know if anybody else saw it, but
Who? I turn
your
around.
shadow literally, you were standing still. Your shadow was making moves at you. So now I'm concerned about sleeping anywhere, because typically shadows don't move. So when they move at you, like, it's not a good idea.
I slam my back up against the wall to try and avoid anything being shadowed.
So what's
What-
worse, a very brightly lit room or a dark room?
Yes, That's very worse.
Yeah, dark room is worse if shadows are attacking.
While you all are discussing this, the door that you've opened goes and slams shut in front of you.
No, I don't like that at all. Anybody else agree? I think that's not a good idea. That's
No,
not
I
a
don't.
good
I
way to
don't.
be.
I don't like it. I don't like it
No.
myself. No,
Just checking. I just thought it was just me. I don't know.
no, sir. I do not like it.
No, sir.
So you all are standing here again in room 10. Again, you could double back, retrace your steps back to the room where the Taroka board was, or you could go into one of the other ones.
I want to go to the dining room looking one directly below us. To south.
You might recall, number 11 is where you're after?
Oh, they all have fireplaces. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
That's gonna suck.
I will say, when the ghost was destroyed, the fire went out in the fireplace. You're heading down towards 11?
Should we, everybody?
Sure.
I'm down.
Yes, yes.
So, as long as we're together, let's go.
Let's do
shall
it.
we? Yes.
Let's move together and no one stand behind me if it's dark.
Chairs and candelabras covered in dusty sheets attend this hall's broad dining room table. Still life paintings depicting multiple grand feasts hang on the walls, and their faded oils making the food look rotten.
No, I'm not gonna eat any of that.
Who left food out?
Don't eat it.
Don't touch any of that.
Don't the people working here have no, I learned.
You notice there are several placings on the table here, like there was a banquet. There is a sideboard filled with cracked dishware and 60 bent spoons. And as you are looking there, you notice there is one person sitting in one of the seats. There is a cloth over the table and over the person. It is very small, child-sized.
Let's go to another room.
Yeah, let's just keep walking.
No. Yes.
To a room we've been to.
Can we quietly tiptoe without anyone saying anything and just go to the next door?
You are muted, Valentine, sorry.
We're here looking for someone. Shouldn't we
She was taller.
I understand.
And
that
there
there's
were
some-
two of them.
I understand that that is not her, but if there is another person in this house, I don't think that we can just sneak around them necessarily.
I don't think that's a person.
We can try.
Out of character, is that person sitting at the table underneath the cloth?
And then one more question. How lit is this room? Oh, you're muted.
Everywhere is roughly candlelight. You could throw it in reverse and go back towards the kitchen and not pass by this person, or you could proceed forward towards them.
I'm going the other way.
Yes, the only person at the table is this one child-sized form that is under the sheet, with the table.
Nope.
So much nope. Mm-mm.
Okay, but Valentine is right. They've probably heard us talking already. They're not mad.
Look, if it's some sort of spirit, it may be bound to this room, and if we don't disturb it, perhaps it will leave us undisturbed as well. I don't know about the rest of you, but I'm not in any shape for another encounter.
I'm a fan of being undisturbed.
Okay,
Brother
but
Uriah, you were spot on.
not the kitchen. I don't like the kitchen. That's where I almost heard the heart.
Anywhere else?
Okay,
Not here.
let's go. Keep going. Can we go to 12?
Let's not go to new rooms. Let's find a nice pile of coats to hide under. Yes.
So it is your intent to move through this room past that person onto 12 that you have not been to, Tatiana?
No, not past.
I mean, you got to go past them to, you either can...
Uriah, we are 5 full-sized adults. Hiding under coats is not what I would presume to be a practical plan.
I cannot, as a part of my physical being, hide under coat.
Look, I was speaking metaphorically. There's no pile of coats. I'm saying we go to somewhere we know is relatively safe. Hole up, heal, rest. Yes.
Perhaps the room that had the spirit board. Only we won't use it. Maybe.
Do you remember when the witch took you through fireplace there? I think
I
we
don't
find
think-
a place with no fireplace, like
Which
that
was the
nice
room?
hallway with lots of beautiful portraits.
I just don't think any room in this house is going to be your standard of safe.
Fair, but I don't want to stay in the one with the child under the sheet.
And we're past that. I'm fine with that. Yes, excellent, great, good.
Great.
Here.
Good.
So you turning back or going forward?
Back.
Desmond wants to backtrace, and
Right. So,
We are
so Nahar and
overruled.
Desmond are throwing it in
Three
reverse.
say back, we go back.
Right. I feel
Yeah,
like
things
Brother
down,
Uriah is
we flip
going
it
back
and
too.
reverse it.
Yep. Okay. Is your intent to make it back towards the room with the spirit board? Is that what I'm hearing?
which room was the spirit board?
As long
room?
as we don't have to
Room
walk past
three,
each
I
other.
believe.
3.
Okay. I like the sound of 3 in comparison to this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I suppose you're right. All
Okay.
right.
Is you will make it back through the room looks undisturbed. However, did you leave the planchette or did you take it with you?
I took it with me.
Okay, then it's just a spirit board sitting on the table, and everything seems quiet.
Is there large furniture I
Well,
can push?
nothing seems quiet. There is still the moaning of the storm rampaging outside of the house. It is not quiet, but nothing is newly terrible in this room.
That is a perfect phrasing. Thank you.
Yeah.
Can I? Is there any furniture aside from the table that I can push in front of the doors to barricade
Yeah, I
us
was just
in?
saying, can we barricade from the fireplace?
You think you could? Yep.
Okay. Give hands.
You do require you've barricaded multiple rooms and it didn't save you, but yes, you absolutely can barricade the doors here.
That means nothing
Why?
in this
Some is
case.
better than none, so let's barricade.
You absolutely barricaded back in.
And I will watch the fireplace like a hawk.
Nahara, give me a charisma save.
Oh boy. Hmm, 13.
You feel very powerfully compelled to put the planchette back on the spirit board.
I immediately put the planchette back on the spirit board.
Dude, what are you?
The moment you put it down,
But I was just
it slides over towards E. And then it moves to V,
Isn't it
I-
the same thing?
C,
We could evict something again.
T, L, E, A, P, E, R, N, E, X, T.
Leaper next.
Who is this? Who are we speaking to?
spirits.
Yes.
It moves to. Are you asking the board? Or are you
I'm
asking
asking the
rhetorical?
board because, like, I don't want to at least just be accepting that this board is going to tell us what to do without at least having an idea of who we're talking to. So Desmond's just like, I'm fed up with this. Who are we even getting this message from? Who are you?
K, N, I, G, H, T.
So what? You're a knight. But
No,
what knight?
he's
Do we know
the
any
knight.
knights?
We know a knight. The one who I took the axe from.
That was the warlord you took the axe from. The knight was the woman that conquered these lands, that was locked in battle with the warlord.
His foe,
Oh,
yes.
so she's dead.
Oh,
Yes.
Well, that
She
was
did it.
spirit board.
very much so.
Would make sense.
Sucks to be her.
Oh, we like her, yes?
I mean, yeah,
can go.
obviously, just
Well, now we feel less
That
bad
sucks.
about killing that witch, yes?
yeah, sure.
Oh,
We did
were
evict her,
supposed to.
technically.
Yeah.
I mean, that's as evicted as one can get, is to be destroyed. But
I mean, I am regretting what happened with my shadow, but maybe there's negotiation room.
Oh, where is the leaper?
Nothing. Can't hear.
Nothing happens. Planchette doesn't move.
Great. Right then.
Desmond just asks.
Are we safe
asks
in
it,
this
is-
room?
The planchette slides to no.
Oh, great.
Can I would like to ask all of you if you would perhaps watch my shadow with me.
Yes.
All right.
I'm in.
Yes, of course.
I'm gonna slowly kind of walk around the room and see where it casts them.
Seems like it's all in order.
Anyone have ideas? How do we get it to do the thing?
Valentine, hi. I realize this might be a time of high tension, but there might be something that you want to know.
There's a lot of things I want to know. Go on.
Well, I took it upon myself to attempt to be proactive. You know, I attempt to anticipate trouble that you're going to have and try and resolve it for you. You know, it's the best way to solve a problem is not let it become a problem. You know how that is. And so I sort of had begun taking up a little bit of space in Tatiana's mind. You might recall. There was, I believe, surely I told you that, right? I've been ejected.
What?
Yes, I no longer have access to Tatiana's mind.
I presume this happened after she was cursed by the hag.
Yes.
Do you know what is in there that ejected you?
No, that kind of goes hand in hand with the ejection, you know. Like I was sort of locked out, and therefore I do not have any visibility into whatever might be taking place in that fascinating mind of hers. And I feel rather disappointed, to tell you the truth, because I hadn't even revealed to her the glory of my presence. We didn't have the opportunity to become friends like you and I have. Alas, I fear now it is never meant to be.
You that's permanent? You can't fix it?
I'm not really accustomed to having to depart. That's not really what I do. It is usually kind of a one-way trip, like I'm sort of friends to the end, you know.
Can one of us fix it? Can some sort of powerful magic user fix it?
I mean, the mist are full of wonders. I'm sure any number of people, perhaps, I do not wish to speak out of turn, but you might recall when I told you that you would be hearkened unto soon to return home. Remember that?
Yes.
Well, where we come from, they sort of specialize in, how to put this, mental reconstruction. And perhaps they will be able to assist Tatiana there.
Tragrim, where is home?
It's going to be better if I can show you rather than talk about it. The words don't do it justice. Minor issue. I don't know how to get you out of this horrific place, but that's okay. We're going to figure it out. But soon, I promise, as soon as I am told to bring you back, I will.
Your home is not my home.
I mean, you are my home, Valentine.
Arf.
Can I see the cat?
You don't.
All this time, Tatiana's been taking 2 slow steps and then turning around real fast, trying to catch her
get out
shadow.
of this house? Do we need to get out now? Or can we rest here and let...
Oh, I'm not an expert on haunted houses, but I do have a bit of insight into the mist, and it seems like the house does not want you to go. So that could be a bit of a predicament. What I do know about these Weathermay Foxglove sisters, which is not significant, quite frankly. I pretty much know what you know. But they are formidable, and if they were not able to leave under their own power, then dare I say you all may not be able to force it by your power.
Once again, we will reconvene on this later.
I am your humble servant.
I'm going to go to Tatiana. I have reason to believe we're not going to be able to leave here tonight. So we should let everyone get some sleep and heal up.
That makes sense. I feel like literal death. So, do we all want to take turns on watching out?
I mean, 2 of us don't sleep anyways. If we can just hold still, the rest of you can get some rest. And if anything goes awry, we'll either wake you or be dead when you wake up.
I wish Finn would hear. Her dread form is so terrifying. Maybe none of this would have happened. Tatiana lies down near the fireplace. My shadow can't come out if I lay still.
Maybe I'll communicate that to the rest of the group as well.
All of you give me a perception check. Everybody but Tatiana.
19.
19? 18?
17.
12.
Nahara, as Tatiana goes to lay down and you see the shadow behind her head, right at the last second, a pair of red eyes appear and looks at you, and Tatiana lays down.
Valentine,
Yes.
I know that we're watching over the whole group, but I think it would be wise if both of us would particularly look over Tatiana.
I agree.
Something's
know.
not right.
Something is very, very wrong, and I don't know how to help her.
We'll find a way.
I'm hoping that once we get out of this house and finish whatever cursed expectation of us is required, we can find somebody who's better with magic than the rest of us that can cure her.
Right. Well, hopefully she's able to get a long rest, and whatever needs to be done, we'll find a way.
I wish I had some sort of spell that would cast a light to protect her in some way. I don't have anything like it.
Me too. I don't either.
Is there are there like torches on the wall that look like they could be potentially lifted off?
Yep, definitely. There's like candles in the sconces and things like that. They're old, but yeah, they're there.
I'm gonna try and move as many like candles to directly surround Tatiana to at least put distance between her and where her shadow would cast.
Mm-hmm.
And kind of like create a space of light around her.
Oh, I have an idea. Is there something on the ceiling, like an old chandelier or something that if I cast light upon it, it wouldn't cast any shadows, essentially? So I want to have like a light source that's bright right above Tatiana.
Absolutely. You could do that. No problem at all. And you are aware also, Brother Uriah, in this room, there are a number of books, one of which very prominently has a symbol of Ezra on the spine of it.
I shall read it.
It is an old tome back towards the earliest formation of the faith. And you see it is a collection of meditations on Ezra and her wisdom and her love, and the person begins to pontificate really on the true nature of Ezra, in the fact that she may be hiding herself from you, that she wishes for you to seek her out in her true form. Unfortunately, the remaining pages of the book seem lost to time before you can get on to what it is they're referring to.
Does this strike me as heretical, or is it something that I might have heard theological discussion about before?
I would say in general, the idea that your God is not who you think they are is not really the purview of the faithful. You know, for the most part, Ezra is who you know she is. So this is an odd idea that she isn't.
Still,
this
Yes,
while we
Desmond.
were asleep, or
No, this is. I mean, while you're all presumably in a situation like this, nobody is going to crash quite so quickly, no
Yeah.
matter how bad you want to.
So, like, I guess Desmond looks over and sees him kind of finishing up, and just leans over and is like, "Brother Uriah,
Yes?
we're in a house that the second we got here, there were warm muffins with toes in them and other body parts. Right after that, the chimney took Nahara up and into it, and then we fought a witch. I don't know about you, but I don't want to touch or trust anything here. Because the warm muffins, I felt them. She threw me a piece of a muffin. It was warm. It felt fantastic. Had I eaten that, I would have eaten toes. There's a lot of things that I'm comfortable eating. You mentioned veal cutlets earlier. Those sounded fantastic. Toes, not so much. You were a little dazed. It was you were out of it a little bit. But one, I'm sad because I have no veal cutlet. Two, now we're sitting here in a room in a house that we know wants to eat us. And you're reading the books. After, mind you, warm, delicious smelling muffins had toes in them. Do you really want to trust anything that you read or touch here? I don't want to lay down on this floor to go to sleep. So just sprinkling in a little bit of you may want to doubt whatever you find here as to whether or not you want to believe it. Continue reading by all means, but just wanted to throw that out there for you.
You're quite right, Desmond. This may have been placed in my path to tempt my faith, but I know Ezra's grace, and I will not have it questioned. Thank you, my friend. I'll put this down over here. In the meantime, your wounds, do they need binding? Or?
I will just say this one other thing, Brother Uriah. There are a number of unusual symbols in this book that you would know if you saw them again.
Puzzling. I'll try to push that from my mind. It raises, frankly, disturbing questions. I'll tend to the wounds of anyone who is injured, clean them, bind them as I can.
I'm only slightly wounded. I'm good. Thank you, though.
Then unless there is anything else that anyone needs to do, after some time, Tatiana is snoring loudly almost immediately. And it is clear to all of you, especially when you watch how quickly she falls asleep, just how injured she is. And these black lines along her face are a testament to the gravity of the wounds that she sustained, that many of you would not have survived. The evening begins to pass uneventfully. And Brother Uriah, yes, sleep finally finds Desmond. And you've been around Valentine enough that you know that while she never sleeps, there is a time that both she and Nahara are not fully present. And you think you might have a moment to speak in private.
Nahara, are you well?
I mean, I'm not hurt, but everything that's gone on here is just doesn't feel right.
Yes, I was so worried when she grabbed you and pulled you up the chimney. I just, Nahara, for the second time tonight, I was nearly murdered by Stuart.
I'm sorry, it's not something that I had control over.
Could you have a word with him just regarding, he seems to quite enjoy catching me accidentally in the range of his, shall we say, powers.
Anybody could speak to him. It's not just me.
I'll forgo that pleasure for now, I think. But, unless you think it would be useful.
I don't know. I just don't want him to hurt you again.
I don't want that either. He's probably aware of what I'm saying right now, if I understand how he functions correctly,
Maybe.
then I will respectfully ask that he not nearly kill me again, because it makes it difficult for me to aid the rest of you.
Yes, I would say, as I'm like trying to make it seem like, hey, Stuart, it's to the benefit of the entire, it's a bit to the benefit of, Valentine and myself, if our party members were not injured, because we're all in this together, Stuart.
Make a persuasion check.
Oh boy.
It's difficult to convey the depths to which Stuart does not care.
I got high persuasion. That's 20.
Dirty 20?
Mm-hmm.
In your mind, not out loud, and you're now aware of the fact that Stuart is capable of being heard when he wants to be.
Mm-hmm.
I will attempt to spare the others. Although, if they are so fragile, how can they really be of any use to you or Valentine?
They're not fragile. I say this in my thought. They're not fragile. They fought very bravely. And we are all here together for some purpose or other, and if you harm them, you eventually harm all of us. So please, especially Brother Uriah, please don't harm him anymore.
I will endeavor to be more precise.
Did he say anything?
In his own way, I think he agreed.
Well, that's a relief.
He's a little pride, you see.
Yes, of course. Thank you for your efforts on my behalf. I'll just bed down over here. I think I really could use a good night's sleep.
I think it's best. I'll be right here.
And as you all find your own uneasy rest at times, Valentine, seeing that white, pupilless, unblinking eye staring at you, and Nahara, feeling that familiar sensation of falling and falling and falling, you all sleep, but it is a sleep that brings no rest. And for Brother Uriah, in particular, it is anything but peaceful. Brother Uriah, utterly exhausted, you lay your head down for a sleep that brings no rest. And after what seems like mere moments, you feel the familiar kiss of the cold mist on your skin. And when your eyes open, you behold a terrifying sight. What does Brother Uriah see?
The haunt of the darkest fairy tales. Count von Zarovich, in the sanctum at the heart of his castle Ravenloft, the throne, the room stretching far overhead, too far to see to the shadows above, a place of cold, bitter dread.
Where am I? I'm not where I was. Oh, Hello.
Priest,
You,
shaman.
uh, you have me at a disadvantage, sir. Do I know you? I think I have seen your face before, at least.
You know who I am.
Yes. I know your profile, at least. I have seen it upon coins. Coins of the land of Barovia. Do I stand in the presence of Count Strahd von Zarovich?
I did not bring you here to bandy words. I was old when your club of belladonna and silver shield worshippers was young. Your false god has no power here.
Why does everyone keep saying that? Sir, I know not what you want with a humble man of the cloth, a priest of Ezra, but of course you are known to me. Your conflict with my king, Aslan Rex, is the stuff of legend.
That name is not a passport to my favor.
No, the stories would lead me to believe so, but why have you brought me here? I am a subject of Darkon.
Not tonight.
I see.
I have brought you here to ask you a question.
Question? I shall answer to the best of my ability.
I know. Where is Nahara?
Nahara? What do you want with Nahara?
I do not recall inviting you to query me in return, but for the sake of conversation, we both know, priest, that she is important.
Do we?
Did not your king inform you?
Funny thing, actually, I did have a bit of a conversation. Well, it wasn't really a conversation; it was just him talking at me. But he didn't actually mention Nahara. Certainly, someone of your resources must realize that she was with me. She was a few feet away. I think.
Oh, and perhaps she failed to mention him to you.
You must understand that my conversations with Nahara are, I would not wish to betray a confidence. But
you don't
perhaps
know, do you? You have no idea.
I'm very confused, so I'm assuming you are correct. I don't know.
So if I ask you again where she is, you are going to plead ignorance.
But no, I'll tell you. We were all together. We were taking our night's rest. She doesn't sleep, of course, but are you saying you could not perceive her as you seem to have perceived me?
Never mind that. When you next see your king, perhaps you would do me the courtesy of passing on a message.
A message? Yes. I suppose I could do that.
Check.
I'm sorry, is that the entirety of the message?
And here, having been confronted with a figure of absolute power and existential dread, who apparently has a supreme interest in the person that Brother Uriah cares about most, is a good place for us to stop.